Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, but it's not. It's actually Saturday. It's Saturday, February the 29th on a leap year.
Yeah.
2020. Happy 5th birthday to all those born February 29th of the year 2000.
It is their 5th birthday. That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird.
Happy 5th birthday. All right, let's get that up there. Technical Alpha Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the delay. I mean, for the people on the RSS feeds, it'll be about a day and a half worth of difference by the time you get this. But the reasoning was, as with almost
Every
single Thursday of this winter.
I don't know why.
Like clockwork.
Yeah.
We had like spring weather on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then Thursday,
hell.
How does the seventh circle of ice storm hell sound? And Halifax said, okay, let's do that. And so we kept an eye out. I was like looking outside every 20 minutes, like, when is it going to turn to rain? When is it going to turn to rain? Answer was never.
It didn't.
It didn't turn to rain.
It's a sheet of ice.
It was ice everywhere. Dude, when you're driving on the highway now, the amount of broken trees,
it's insane.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It looks like a giant walked through the area and just crushed every fucking tree and just broke every limb. It was bad. So we had to push the podcast to another day. Here we are on the Saturday.
Yeah, and then yesterday I had a sponsored event that I already had committed to. So
yes.
we would have done it yesterday, but I was busy.
Previous commitments.
Yeah, and then
that's what happens.
And then today we said let's do it Saturday.
Making it happen. How was your week?
It's been busy.
Busy week for you for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how I've done it this week. I think I've done it by just not thinking about it, but I've been putting in, like, on average 10 hours a day on stream.
It's amazing what you can get done if you actually just take off the limiter.
Yeah, and I've been closing on that house. I know I talked about it last week, so it's done now. I'll get the keys in less than 2 weeks, like 12 days or so. And I was there today, so I woke up early. I have to replace a couple of windows.
Okay.
Because they're not egress. For fire regulating reasons.
Is that the bedrooms or something then?
The bedrooms.
Yeah.
From the basement unit. They just had the whole unit re-renovated, but the windows they put in there were 3 inches too short going that way.
It's weird that didn't get caught in the...
Well, my inspector caught it.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, yeah. Anyway, I got that taken off the purchase price of the home.
Oh, nice.
So, ordered those windows today.
Was that like $1,500 off?
Not even. I got them on sale, so they were $443 each.
Oh, nice.
And Dad can put them in.
Yeah.
So we're literally, we had to custom order them because I didn't want to have to cut any of the foundation and put out a new window frame.
Yeah.
So we're literally taking the exact window frame, but we're just changing the pane so to make it legal.
Okay.
So there'll be 2 different panes.
So you basically found one that would open wide enough to...
Well, we had to use a crank. So it's going to be a crank window. So that way it'll open up enough.
Right.
So there'll be one of the panes of glass will crank, and then there'll be like one stationary one that kind of looks there for design.
That's fine.
So yeah, we ordered 2 of those today. So I'll have that in the next couple weeks.
Very nice.
And then put those in. And then, you got to do a bunch of showing. It's going to be a busy week, man. It's going to be busy. The good news is that unit is pretty much ready to go. A couple of small things. We did most of it this morning, and I'm going to start showing it all next week. And then by the end of the week, I'll look through all the applications. For those, when I know we've been talking about the market here, it's crazy. But I put out the ad this morning.
Where were you posting? Kijiji or?
Yeah, just like your regular social media places.
Yeah.
And I have gotten I did it this morning at about 9:30. So I don't know how many hours ago, maybe 6 hours ago. And it's just been like...
Oh, yeah, just message.
There's been about 15 inquiries. So getting stuff rented here is not
a problem.
It's not a problem.
Unless you're the one renting.
Then it's a problem.
Then it's a problem. It's a massive problem.
So I'll be doing that. What I'm gonna have to do next week is basically keep waking up early, start the stream from first thing in the morning by 9 a.m., go till like 4 p.m., drive out there, do showings from like 5 to 7, and then be done with, and hopefully find a good tenant and do the due diligence and all that fucking
the
fun
business
stuff, the business.
Business.
And then the person upstairs moves out April 1st or the end of March, and then we'll go in there, we'll clean it up, we'll do whatever needs to be done, and then I'll do the same process again.
Make the magic happen.
Make the magic happen again, and then it'll finally be done.
Well, at least the nice thing is that even though it's busy, it's quick because so many people are looking for it that you screen it. And the nice thing about
it's a week of it.
So many people doing it is that you as a renter, you get to cherry pick your tenant.
Yeah.
It's not like only a few people are going in. It's like, my God. It's like being in an HR department. You got like 1,000 things, and you get to just like fire off. It's like, no, fuck you, crack addict, nope.
So like what's nice is I'll look at the applications, and I'll be able to go, okay, this person doesn't have pets, or or this person only needs one parking space, or there's like I have a spread down, so like income. I don't rent to anybody that where the rent is 25% more, or at most 30% of their take-home pay.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, if the place is say $1,500 a month, and they make $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to rent to them, because the way people are is they're going to pay their cell phone bill.
They'll prioritize everything but the rent. Yeah.
They're going to obviously prioritize food, their fucking entertainment, their cell phone, their internet before rent.
That's true.
I'll be the fucking last person to get paid, right? So that's just a shitstorm. So anyway, it'll be a week of that. And but other than that, dude, it's just been dealing with that and streaming a lot and just living it.
Wonderful.
And even doing voiceovers, man. I've been doing a shit ton of voiceovers too. So
they come in waves, those ones.
Man, it's crazy.
They come in waves.
So anyway, that's my week.
I haven't been nearly as busy.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
I did my taxes, which took me instead of 1 day, 4 days.
There you go.
For what we discussed before we went live here. The long and short of it was, my God, what a fucking year that was. But we survived it. And so that got done. So that took up most of my time. And then I've just been continuing to stream, and I've been helping Em with her school stuff because she's still in the throes of that, writing papers and things like that. She's going to be done hopefully within the month. And then that will be out of the way. And then streaming whenever I get an opportunity. Normally it's just continued to be late in the night. But Shitty Games Done Slow wrapped up. That got finished. So that's now done for another year. And so now I've just been I've been looking for, I was just talking to Nikki. He's going to have some time in the next few days to possibly finish the rest of the website before we do the final pass, before doing like a soft launch with people actually using the website.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for a game to play on the stream that I'm not like going to review or commit to like a single player game and just fuck around. And Apex just ain't cutting it. People just do not give a fuck about Apex in my community. 0 people give a fuck about Apex. In fact, I don't think anyone cares about Apex.
Nobody cares
unless
you're a god.
One of about 4 people.
Yeah.
And you're a god.
Yeah.
Because the game, even if you're doing pretty well, I could win let's say I could win a match once every
5 games,
hour or 2, right? And then I'll be the top killer in the entire match, which means I'm getting 7, 8 kills, 2,000 damage, doing well. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're not literally just dumpstering
on
everyone,
Adderall, just
every game on Adderall. But not only that, I don't even think it's that. I actually just think that game caters to a really, really young demographic.
Oh, it does.
And the energy of your stream has to be
the same as the game, bro.
The same as the game.
High octane.
High fucking octane.
Woo! Get fucked!
Like it's not even that. It's like a lot of like the popular guys, they're like high energy, but they're just but they're relaxed because they're kids on Adderall and they can just do everything they want to do.
Yeah, just constantly. And then you got Adam,
and they're like a lot of like bro. Like it's no fucking word of a lie. The top, if you look at some of the top fucking streamers for that game, they're all the stereotypical
the bro dudes.
Bro dudes, Californian bro dudes, like the
bro.
OC type. Yeah, bro.
Bro, we just totally fucking wasted it, bro.
Like that's
that was
Apex.
a gnarly kill, bro.
Yeah, seriously, they're like the skateboarders of the video game world. So,
hell yeah, bro.
Or like the surfers.
Yeah, bro.
So that was
Surf's up, dude.
so that's not going to play. So I was like, fuck that. So I looked and looked and looked, and I polled the community, and as expected, so 2 games have been most requested on my channel. No Man's Sky, which is always popular on my channel, and Tarkov. And so yesterday, I finally bit the bullet.
You did it.
And went into Tarkov. And my short, we're going to talk a little bit more about this later on because I have a tie-in to something, but my short first experience with the game was, first of all, I streamed for like 4 or 5 hours. I only got 2 matches in.
Well, that's you. I mean, you're going to sit there and fuck with the settings for 3 hours before you actually start playing.
Normally, I like to do that anyway, but with this game, it's actually one of the most poorly optimized video games of all fucking time.
I love you, Adam.
And there's entire... the first thing that happened when I turned the game on, seriously, the first thing that happened when I turned the game on is when people roll in, when people roll into the stream and they're Tarkov fans, the first thing everyone's telling you is settings for the game to make the game not run like smashed assholes. Like, it's really and truly fucking awful. So we did that, but it wasn't actually that took up most of my time, believe it or not. Most of the time was just learning the goddamn game.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I watched 2 videos that were like an hour apiece before I went live that night to try and get like the basic bitch.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Tarkov? What items do I need to be thinking about? What are like the bare?
Yeah, you gotta like load in every time. You gotta like restack your guy.
The number of items in this game is mind numbing, and because they're basically labeling them like they're real life counterparts. Like, it's not like ammo types that are like easy to fucking just rattle off your brain, right?
Yeah.
And there's like 70 fucking different ammo types.
Yeah.
And they all vary so wildly that there's like it's like EVE Online, but first person fucking shooter.
Yes.
It's like spreadsheets.
It's hardcore.
It's fucking hardcore.
Yes.
So I spend a lot of time just talking with people in the chat that have been asking me. They're people who play the game a lot, and be like, "All right, guys, we need to
help me.
Give me the 401 on this bad boy."
Yeah.
And then I went in to a match, and in the first match, and accidentally killed. I was a scab. I went in as a scab. Accidentally killed another scab. Not a player, but like an AI. Because your first instinct when you see somebody, you should fucking shoot them.
Yeah, just shoot.
Which is exactly what I did. And then I had all the scabs were coming after me. But that's not who killed me necessarily. It was another player character at the end. I had to jump on him. I had a shotgun that I pulled off the other scab, and I hit him like 2 or 3 times, but he had fucking armor at the wazoo. I had dick. I had the shotgun and a dream, because scab stuff is randomly generated, right?
Yeah.
He laid down after he got memed by that fucking shotgun. And all of a sudden, I laid down too, and we're like on opposite sides in grass across from each other, and it's fucking hilarious. I see this rock-shaped thing come on over, and I just hear tink 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 tink, and like a grenade is like
fucked you right
fucking
up.
3 centimeters from my face, and I went,
oh fuck.
My face in this camera was literally like,
Rip.
It was flashbang though.
Oh.
I was fucked anyway. I couldn't see anything. He actually took the time while I was flashbang to heal himself, stood back up, and just
memed you.
Fucking wrecked my life. And then the second one I went in, I didn't shoot a single person, and I managed to find like $200,000 worth of items. In the first run, I found a scope that was $100K laying around the open. People in chat were like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, get home now."
And so I was
get
like,
out.
I got out. I managed to do it.
There you go.
Successful. So I suspect the next time I play it, I'm going to basically just die.
You're
going to
get dummied.
I've used up all of my luck in the first 2 games.
There you go.
So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But let's hop into some other gaming news. Mr. Black, even in just having a couple of extra days off the podcast, obviously some stuff rolls through. So let's start rattling some of this stuff off. The first thing to make note of is that we talked about last podcast about how Sony pulled out of PAX because of the PAX Boston because of the fears of COVID-19, the flu or the respiratory disease. Excuse me.
The coronavirus,
COVID-19. And we were saying that we were pretty sure that was more or less because they just don't have anything to show. I still think that's mostly it, especially because it's in Boston. And in the U.S., it's like the percentage of the total cases in the world right now, and even likely going forward within the States, will be like less than 1% of the entirety. And so it's more of a gamble of, are the people that are coming from other places in the world to this event, not those who were already in the States, but other places in the world, are they going to bring to the event? So I on one hand, I get it. On the other hand, I still think Sony just has dick fucking all, and this is like a convenient timing for them to get this. But who knows? Because at the same time, and in more sensible reasons, in other places in the world, other events all getting shut down, or people are pulling out of the events. Companies pulling out of the events for fears of that, whether it's in their employees or just they don't want to be the ones that perhaps accidentally bring something to the venue. And that's not just the companies deciding to do it. The cities themselves are just saying, if you're over 1,000 people in this event, not happening. You're capped. We're not having it. So this next game release, news release segment of the year that's coming up, the spring into the summer, is going to be really interesting as to how this stuff gets delivered, because a lot of these events are just not going to be where the stuff comes out anymore.
Yeah.
So will it be a case where they're going to have to like scramble to put together their own live stream event to try and get the information out, or how is it exactly going to pan out? E3 isn't until usually June. And depending on the virus at that point, how many people are going to show up, we don't fucking know. So it could be a very interesting next couple of months.
Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if E3 just gets canceled.
Well, it'll be one of those things where they'll decide that probably a month, 6 weeks in advance.
Especially if there's going to be like, more big companies that are, staples that are just not showing up. I mean, E3's been dying for a while anyway.
Yeah.
And this fucking virus legitimately might kill E3.
In more ways than one.
More ways than one. Literally might kill E3. And the sad thing about it is, if E3 does cancel, we may never see E3 again. They might actually realize that, holy shit, because everyone's going to have to do their own thing.
And they might realize
once they've done that, oh my God,
we don't really need E3.
We don't need to spend all that money. We don't need to be there. We probably are going to get more eyes doing something that is solely focused on us.
A very distinct possibility.
And they're going to go, what in the actual fuck? It's 2020. It's not 1990 anymore.
No.
But
at the same time, like when you do have a thing like E3, for example, depending on who it is, like not everyone, for example, watches the Nintendo Treehouse things that they put on throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
But at E3, I see them.
That's true.
Because I'm watching E3 for all the news I can get in one place at one time, big-ass needle straight to the main vein.
Yep.
So there are probably other people like me, especially more casual people, who aren't just diehards of the one brand.
That's very true. You nailed that. But at the same time, those people that normally do watch E3, they're going to know now, they're going to be told that, like, okay, E3 isn't happening, and they'll make excuses. They'll say it's because of the virus or whatever. Even if that is a legitimate excuse, they'll say it's because of that. But they will be told where and when they'll be able to see from their favorite thing.
It's just
but then it'll create this new thing for them, where it's like, I didn't know I wanted this before. I thought I just wanted the E3 thing. Now I don't have to sit here for 8 hours, 10 hours a day, waiting for the 4 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours of conferences that I actually want to watch. And now I can just go and watch the thing that I want and be in the know and be in the now.
It's almost like the flip a coin to know if you really want to do something, and you know when it's in the air.
Exactly.
But in this case, the coin is being flipped for you. You have no choice.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
It's either you do or you be left out.
Now you're going to find out what you actually give a shit about and what you don't.
100%.
And that could hurt or help the companies involved.
There are people like yourself that really do enjoy E3, like all of it. Like it's an event.
Yes, yeah.
But then there are people like me that only care about very specific chunks of E3.
Yeah.
Out of an 8-hour day, I care about 45 minutes of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the show. I won't even watch clips, nothing of the stuff I don't care about. And I think if people know that, the thing that I care about is going to now be on this date, here on this, maybe on Twitch, maybe on... You never know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
There's so many different... There's
This
so many
year
different
might
things.
be a bit of a gong show. Next year will be, I think in terms of how for E3 specifically,
Yeah.
this year was already going to be a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But now with the virus, now it's a real fucking misnomer.
And on top of that, we got new consoles coming.
Yes, exactly.
This is not the year that you wanted to like throw a Hail Mary down.
Completely fucking unrelated, but this thought crossed my mind with cities and stuff shutting down events with over 1,000 people in places, etc., etc. Is that Elton John's doing his retirement fucking tour right now?
No, you're not.
And
you go.
Global tour for his last hurrah. He might have to postpone that one for a year, come back next year and try again.
Yep. That's what's going to happen, bro. That's what's going to happen. Give it a few months and they're going to be like, nah, you're done. So, anyway, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens with that. Analog, who we've talked about in the past with their FPGA-based console reproductions of classic consoles, Nintendo, Genesis, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The one that was the most popular, the hardest to come by, resale on eBay is double the fucking price that it is when you can buy it from them. They are doing one more run of the NT Mini, and it's the NT Mini Noir.
Mm-hmm.
$4.99. We're going to open this up. Jeff and I'll take a look at this. We'll show you.
Expensive, dude.
But, my God, I can't. You know what, dude? I mean, it does. I think it does NES and SNES?
Yeah, it looks like it looks like there's two. Yeah, well, there's two different things there. So Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo.
That's what it looks like.
They got the slots for them anyway. Famicom. Oh, go down.
Oh wait, where is it?
Go down. Right there. There's a Famicom expansion
port. Okay, yeah. So I think you probably end up having like an adapter or some shit like that.
I don't know, but
either way, it is expensive. But when you know the process behind making this fucking thing,
it's crazy.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And you think about how many of these will actually be able to sell, and again, makes sense for the price. It's a pretty looking console. I think it looks great. The controller that it comes with is their wireless 2.4G Nintendo controller that looks really, really nice as well. This is the thing where if you're in the world of, I mean, they have a port here for VGA port if you're into using monitors for low latency gaming.
Yep.
They've got an HDMI port for those who just want to plug it into a TV.
They got everything.
Analog audio out and everything else. It's all there. And this is the kind of thing that eliminates having to just have 1,000 converters and figure out the ones that fuck with your gaming experience and which ones don't fuck with it. This just flat out produces, it's a 1-to-1 of the original consoles. You put your shit in, you
plug
turn
it
on,
and you go.
And you fucking play some games.
Well, for $499.
I mean, if you're a retro collector, you've spent a lot more than $499 on games.
But if you're a retro collector, you don't buy this. You know what I mean?
But you might, because you might have all the retro stuff.
I mean, if you want to display it and then you want to have this thing that's actually going to play.
But to play your games.
Yeah,
because there's a difference between a collector who just puts everything on a shelf and then never plays their shit.
That's 98%
and then there are
of
people.
them.
Then there are people who actually. Well, luckily they're not making that many of these, right? But it's obviously something that enough people want because they sell out like that, and then they go on sale on eBay for $1,300. So
yeah, I mean it's a cool product. I just couldn't. I don't think I could go and pay $500.
No, I couldn't either. Like the little converter that I bought here recently, that Brian and I played a lot of the shitty games on slow stuff with.
Fine, it was great.
Worked great.
Literally, it was great.
Especially if you had a TV that was probably better suited than the one we did. You know, blowing up 480p onto a 60-inch fucking plasma.
Yeah.
It still looks debatable, but it looked good and it ran well, and there was no input latency. So you just have if you have original hardware and you don't care for all that stuff, then that's great. But if you don't have original hardware, or you're not comfortable using converters, or perhaps you don't have a TV or whatever that will work with it, or you're really into, like I said here with the VGA, if you really like using old school monitors and stuff instead, like that you had back in the day, then this is a great option. And it's available for an extraordinary price. But I kind of dig it. I like that somebody out there was crazy enough to fucking do that. to do an FPGA board for that shit.
I dig it too. I mean, it's right down the alleys of guys like you, right?
I'm not in a million years going to buy it.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but like the people that think like you do and want to have that authentic, that real experience.
Yeah.
I'm like the majority of the casual collectors that like, hey, you know what? If the game plays and it's playable, even if it isn't perfect, I don't. Like, you know, I'm playing an old shitty, I shouldn't say shitty game because most old games are great, but you know what I mean? I'm playing an older quality game. I don't need to have it like playing like a $4,000 PC where I'm looking at every nook and cranny. To me, I want to sit down and just
For most people,
play.
It comes down to two things when they do want to play their old games. It comes down to input latency on the controller.
Yep.
Because on the old TVs when you were younger, there was 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go and try and plug this in with the converter to a newer TV, you're getting like 4 to 6 frames of fucking latency. You're pressing the button, you can physically watch.
You jump, and then
and then you wait like fucking 4 or 5 frames and your character jump. And in some old games, that's basically just dead. You're just dead.
Yeah, because they're platformers.
You can't play them, right? Yeah, the platform. You just
literal
can't do
platformers.
You can only adjust to so much, and then it's just fucking hard. So it's that, and then it's plugging your shit into newer TVs because you don't want to have a fucking massive tube TV to make it work.
Yeah.
And stuff like this, or the converter that I had, is like your one-way ticket to making that shit
if
work.
I had money to piss away, and I gave 0 fucks, and
honestly, the thing
like just
that I'd
plugging
recommend
that in,
for you, especially as a streamer, is the one that I got.
Yeah,
it's $90 fucking.
Yeah, I can live with that.
And it does pretty much everything you could ever want it to do with very minimal limitations as to what it can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And for those who are really going for it and really want that pure fucking experience, this is probably the best way to do it.
Your dick will be big.
Because your other option is something like a FrameMeister.
Yeah.
And they don't make them anymore, and the prices of those things are fucking going through the roof.
Just grab this one. It's sleek. It's nice. You have options.
Really, really nice.
Plug and play. You don't need to have consoles all over the place. It's just one little thing. Boom. Done.
The show. Remember we were doing our promo for Corsair, and I said they should have a keyboard that has the Elgato Stream Deck keys on the keyboard. Okay, so couple of notes that people were sending me over time. One, like 10 years ago, I can't remember what the manufacturer was. They had one that had LED keys on it that you could change stuff and to do macro functions on the keyboard. It was obviously not Corsair. It was obviously not Elgato or any of the. It was not a Stream Deck related thing because it was a decade ago or whatever the fuck. And that didn't really take off. And then there's the Corsair K95 Platinum, which is a current keyboard, obviously from Corsair, that has macro keys that can be bound to do Stream Deck functions, but they're not LEDs. They're classic G1, G2, G3, whatever function keys. Then there's a Razer Deathstalker Ultimate that has actual LED keys. They're not for the Stream Deck or anything, but again, just like that other one that was like 10 years old, LED keys on there.
Gotcha.
But there is still, right now, there is no direct Elgato Stream Deck function keys on a keyboard that are LED screens.
Bro,
like
I'm sending my rep. I'm sending up my rep at Elgato.
Yeah.
Our last podcast plug.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I'm going to say, hey, listen to this.
This is what you need to do.
Boom.
Because like what I just described to you, it's like you get a little bit of column A, a little bit of column, but they've not brought the superpowers together yet.
But now it's all under the same umbrella. They can make it happen.
And this kind of keyboard wouldn't sell 10 years ago. Streaming wasn't big enough.
It would today.
Now?
It would today.
If you're telling streamers think of the amount of equipment that streamers are trying to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Like the Go XLR has everything, and then the fucking Elgato Stream Deck gets that even smaller. And then the keyboard, and they're all trying to do minimalized.
Imagine just having
give me a fucking mechanical keyboard with a couple of switch options, and then the Elgato fucking shit.
Boom, 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 boom.
I don't need a numpad.
Nope.
Put a fucking Elgato thing instead of the numpad.
Put a Stream Deck right on there.
Boom. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Hit that like button.
Hit that like. There you go. We forgot to plug the like button.
Forgot to plug it.
We fucked up.
Hit it.
Jeff, this goes without saying, but man, does it seem to pop up once in a while and remind everyone. But having LAN when you're doing esports tournaments
Kind of important.
is kind of useful.
Yeah.
Mostly because the internet and the service providers are
Garbage.
woefully fucking terrible. And so you end up with situations where entire tournaments are ruined or the winners are, the record is marred because of situations just like this. Mr. Black.
There is nothing like having $1 million tournament on the internet
And then just
and then having the
fall
internet
apart
just go to shit.
and have to replay the game like 5 times.
Oh, man.
That happened in League of Legends once. It
That's
was really bad. It was
that
like 5 or 6
screams
restarts.
professionalism.
Yeah, it's fucking embarrassing. It should just have LAN. And I don't know why. I do not know why they don't have it. If you're
Takes
like
effort, I
Riot
guess.
or whatever the fuck, and you're making billions of dollars, put a goddamn LAN thing.
Straight up.
Build it specifically for
just
you.
for your event.
Nobody at home gets it.
Yeah.
Just you.
Come to LCS and
Just
play in
you.
our LAN.
Yes.
The purest of pure.
No latency. Done. No reason why it shouldn't be the case, and it's embarrassing for anyone that doesn't have it. Speaking of embarrassing, Blizzard's embarrassing, and so here we go. So DreamHack Anaheim 2020 Warcraft 3 Open Cup took place, and a bunch of the games were plagued by performance issues. Pro player Thorzane saw his chances at reaching the semifinals thwarted by multiple disconnect issues. And that would sound bad on its own, but wait until you hear who he was up against and who he was beating 3 to 5 games worth of resets before the last reset happened, and then he finally lost to put him out of the tournament. He was playing Moon, the favorite to win the entire tournament, the Korean god,
And he was winning.
and he was winning.
Until eventually
Multiple
Moon.
times.
Until
Until
eventually
eventually-
Moon cut.
He had played him enough
Yeah.
with all these resets.
He understood what he was doing. He was adapting. He was getting free chances. And then he said, "Got you, bitch."
Having reached the play, this comes via CCN. Having reached the playoffs, Thorzane faced the favorite to win the competition, Korean professional Moon, in a best-of-3 series. And if you don't know who Moon is, he's basically a Warcraft god.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to say about him. You don't need if you want to like see him in action, you can go look him up. But Moon is an absolute Warcraft god. 2 heated games saw each player land a win, leaving the matchup open. So it was best of 3. They both had a win. In the third game, Thorzane had victory in sight. A win would catapult him to the semifinals, yet the game came to a sudden end when Thorzane disconnected from the game. The tournament organizers called a rematch, and in an attempt to rectify the performance issues, Moon and Thorzane played the match with the graphics reverted to the classic version of Warcraft 3. We're using that real fancy new version of Warcraft 3. Thorzane took a commanding lead, but disconnected again. The 2 players jumped into a 5th and final game free of any disconnections, but Moon came out on top and advanced to the semifinals.
Yikes. Somebody owes Thorzane some money. Yikes. Did he say anything publicly about it? Was he like, dude, what the fuck?
One sec. There might have been like a tweet there that he had towards the end. Let's see. Here it is here. I want to thank Lil DC and the star-shaped STHLM for the tons of help and practice you offered me. It helped me a lot, and I grew as a player. But in the end, I guess it didn't even matter. That was his tweet on it.
Yeah, that's
That
throwing
just sounds
shade.
depressing as
That's
fuck.
throwing shade, and I wouldn't even been throwing shade. I would have been throwing fucking bombs.
I'm gonna throw him chairs.
I would have been like, you guys, I would have said this organization and this fucking thing is pathetic as fuck.
Yeah.
This is an embarrassment. Blizzard, I know that you dumped your fucking $3 million for StarCraft and Warcraft and ran off into the sunset to go and kill everything we love. But for the love of Christ, have LAN.
You
Why?
don't, in my opinion, okay. In my opinion, nobody should have an esport event if you don't have LAN in your game for the esport
Yeah, it
event
just doesn't even make
itself.
sense.
You cannot trust the online capability of basically any fucking game that exists, let alone to run a not this case isn't a multi-million-dollar one, but the League of Legends one.
That's a big
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
You cannot run one without LAN, and if you do, I call you a fucking embarrassment because and if you're running an esport event, you have the money to fucking make LAN happen in your game.
Dude, if it's just on the internet, why are you even flying people in? Let them fucking play at their goddamn house.
Exactly. If that's the case,
If that's the
we're
case,
gonna
who
put
gives a
faith,
shit?
We're gonna put faith in that
On the
shit,
internet, go for it.
because then we can't sell stuff in seats and make it look like a big pageant.
Well,
that's why.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I feel for him because it's pretty obvious his plan was working.
The old Warcraft 3 did have LAN as a regular feature, just like the old StarCraft had
yeah,
LAN.
but this isn't old Warcraft 3.
We get new Warcraft 3.
Yeah, and then they even try and revert it back to old Warcraft 3,
Yeah.
so thinking they can make it run better.
Nope.
No, actually, no, that doesn't work. Yikes.
It's a big yikes. That's a big fucking yikes. Xbox continues to put out this nice. I want to be able to. Okay, first of all, I want to preface this with something because I fear that because Xbox has been putting out so much stuff and we've been talking about every week that people are going to think that we're sucking the dick of Microsoft on this one. Sony just simply has not put out a single ounce of fucking information on the PS5. I want to talk about the PS5, but nothing exists. With that being said, Xbox puts out a what to expect letter in regards to the Series X, which we're going to go over here briefly. And on paper, just to give people an idea, if you're a PC gamer, as to where this is, and keep in mind this is in the efficiency of a console, not just plugging this into a computer.
Mm-hmm.
The Xbox Series X graphics card is faster on paper than a 2080 Super.
It's fast.
That's an expensive and fast video card. You put that in a console with all the efficiencies that come with being in a console environment, and that's actually that's very promising for a console that's likely going to have quite a long lifespan.
Yeah.
Right? So let's open up this little letter. We're not going to obviously read the whole thing, but there are some points to talk about here. So really, they're laying out for people what to expect. This whole thing was about what to expect from the next Xbox in terms of your gaming experience.
Yeah.
So they talk about what we've already talked about before, the processor, the custom processor that's in all that stuff. It's a Zen 2 processor from AMD. Variable rate shading is just
we knew that.
About that as well. That's basically just a way for the game to choose what it's putting its power into, where your eyes won't be looking at other stuff, and it allows for the game to look to you better, but run
lower,
way better.
Yeah.
On the console.
It's doing some trickery stuff.
It's doing some fuckery. It's kind of like X264. It's giving you an imperfect looking image, but to your eyes, it looks
great.
Good.
Yeah. Holy shit, it's amazing.
So instead of a Blu-ray 50 megabytes per second or megabit, you're getting 2500 or 2500 kbps.
Yeah.
And to your eyes, it's like,
hey, that's
okay,
good. That's nice.
Good. That's
I like
nice.
that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing. So this kind of like came like in the last little bit. This was something that people thought they would miss the window on, but they're doing DirectX based hardware accelerated ray tracing. It's not the same as, let's say, NVIDIA's RTX type stuff, but it is a form of ray tracing. It will be hardware accelerated, and that's on the way, which is basically the whole lighting thing, right? Some of this in this next one, I think, is some of the bigger pieces, if not the biggest pieces that I really enjoy seeing. So we already know about the solid state drive. That's fine. Solid state drive in a console is going to be great because, again, the efficiencies within a console versus just plugging it into a computer is quite substantial. The quick resume feature is really cool. So, and was tested quite thoroughly. So the quick resume feature lets you continue multiple games from a suspended state almost instantly from where you left off. So if you swap games, do whatever the fuck, and you go back, you put the other game in, or you go back to play the other game, whether you have it downloaded or whatever, you basically just instantly, without almost any loading at all, start exactly where you left off before. And it's kind of like that with the Nintendo Switch, but if you turn the console off entirely, not put into a rest state, then that goes away, and it's only for one game at a time.
Gotcha.
This is for multiple games. We don't know how many, but multiple games. I don't know if it's all of them. Fuck, I don't fucking know. It probably depends on the amount of cache they have for this. And it will work after a cold boot. It will even work. They tested it. It even works after a system fucking update.
Damn.
It will still hold it, which is really nice. So basically, they're focused a lot on making sure that you get into your game.
Yeah, getting into the
as
action
fast as humanly fucking
possible. Turn it on, you're in.
Exactly. Dynamic latency input is basically just a tech that they're working with to make the latency between your controller and the TV, even in a wireless mode, to be basically just instantaneous. They want to get that as low as possible. They know that competitive games I'm sure Sony's going to have something similar. They know competitive games are getting more and more popular. You don't want the latency that consoles come with in the past. This is their tech for that to match up with what's being displayed. This is really cool and something that the average person won't fucking know that it's even happening, but that's why it's really nice. With HDMI 2.1, they're working alongside the HDMI forum to create, what's it called? Auto low latency mode. So it's basically, there will be TVs when the Xbox is attached to it, where the Xbox, when it turns on, will automatically set your TV's settings so that it will be the TV's lowest latency mode available.
Nice.
You don't have to go
around,
and look at
fuck around with shit
and look at the documentation for the TV. And believe me, if you go to like RTING, it's ratings, but it's RT INGS or whatever the fuck .com. It's where I go for like my TV reviews, monitor reviews. If you go in there, trying to dissect what various picture modes a TV has, and then what each of those modes are fucking capable of in terms of the colors it will produce, the resolution it can do, the frame rate it does it have variable frame rate, does it have this, that, the other thing, the latency of all of it, is even for me, is a rat's nest. So for the average consumer, you're fucked. So with this, you put your Xbox on, your TV,
done.
And it's done.
It's just done. Go play.
It'll do it for you.
Go play.
And on top of that, it's the variable frame rate support as well, which is similar to FreeSync on PCs with 120 FPS support for the console. A lot of TVs now, like I mentioned before, they already have 120 FPS because of gaming, and with consoles doing this kind of stuff, you're going to see that be more and more common. 120 FPS support, variable frame rate, sets your TV as soon as you plug it in.
It's all good stuff.
What you want to do. You're basically getting the best gaming experience you can out of your TV just by plugging the Xbox in, is their goal. And then when you hop in, you get there immediately and you're off to the races. Now they talked about that in like at a high level in discussions like last year, where they were discussing what their goals were with the console, where they wanted to reduce the amount of time people were waiting, period, to start playing. They wanted people to just hop in, and this is what they were doing for that. Next section here, we're talking about the game compatibility. So they mentioned 4 generations of gaming. Now I don't know how they're getting to 4, but they're saying our commitment to compatibility means to use existing Xbox One games, including backwards compatible Xbox 360 and original Xbox games, play better than ever before. Your favorite games, including titles in the Xbox Game Pass, benefit from steadier frame rates, faster load times, improved resolution, and visual fidelity, all with no developer work required. Similar to the Xbox One X, doing that stuff with their old games that were backwards compatible. The upscaling, all that stuff, no developer work needed to be done. They basically go to the developer, they say, can we do this game? They say yay or nay. It becomes backwards compatible. You plug it in, and you're getting an even better looking experience than the original game was, which is nice. And all of the Xbox One gaming accessories are all forward compatible with the Series X. You don't need to rebuy controllers. You don't need to be rebuying all that shit. Basically just goes forward. Smart delivery is nice too. So smart delivery is just a businessy term that says you buy a game once, doesn't matter what Xbox you buy it on or when, and whenever you put in that game to whatever console and shit that you have, you don't have to buy it multiple times, and it will play the appropriate settings for that. So let's say you downloaded a game on your Xbox One, and then you buy a Series X. And you go and you download it on the Series X, you don't have to pay for it a second time, and then it will download the appropriate version of that game for the Series X, because obviously the version that the Series X is going to play is going to be way different from the Xbox One. So that's all done automatically. No worries, no extra fees. That's for the first-party stuff, in-house Xbox-related things, and the Game Pass stuff. And then, of course, the Game Pass, which we've discussed multiple times as right now being probably and continuing to be the best value
ever for a console.
For
gaming. Gaming, yeah, literally. It's like Netflix if it actually was worth the money.
Yes. It's unimaginably valuable,
the
Game Pass. And I think going forward, if they can get more exclusives to be tied up in that, it's going to be a big fucking selling point for the Xbox.
I agree. And it's one of those things where, like, it's something I'd fuck with. Like, I just bought an Xbox One a couple weeks ago for a sponsor thing next month. And I'm not going to lie to you. I might end up just grabbing Xbox Game Pass and just never buying a game and just fucking with whatever I can play with on the Game Pass.
Yes. Yes,
Is
within the
this
Xbox,
within the-
within the Xbox environment, that's a very, especially as a streamer, where you tend to like pop, stop and pop on games.
Yeah, it's just like
that's good. You hop in, you play them. You're probably because you game for a living, you finish games faster than most people do anyway.
Yep.
And even people who are playing, like if they're you only have one console, you do that, you really can get value out of your system.
Yep.
You're going to get through games fast enough. If you beat one game a fucking month on the Game Pass, it's paying for itself 4 times over.
Getting your money's worth.
Wildly.
It's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
Horizon Zero Dawn popped up in the news again. This time, Amazon France had a PC version up on the site for a short time before it got taken down.
Oh, it's coming.
February 28th, so yesterday, was the 3rd anniversary of Horizon Zero Dawn. So now that doesn't mean anything. Amazon France has had this exact thing happen in the past with the PC release of another game. I can't remember what it was. It turned out to be nothing. But I think in this case, I'm going to double down on it.
It's coming.
This fucking game is coming.
Yeah.
And it's coming to PC.
Yeah.
And they'll probably announce it around the same time they announce Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Is my best guess. They're going to say Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is in development. Here's the trailer. And by the way, PC version of Horizon Zero Dawn with all the included content, Game of the Year edition, comes now.
Go buy it. Okay.
That's my best guess. So we talked, obviously, several podcasts ago about mixers buying up the world.
Yes.
And their continued effort. That's slowed. We haven't heard anything in the last month or so.
It's been a couple months
since
they
picked up their last round of folks. And so it was interesting to me. Somebody this was in the podcast section on my Discord. It was another one of the
I already watched this.
So you've seen this video.
Yeah.
So I'll just play the audio. We won't switch over to a reaction video or anything like that. But I'll play the audio eventually. But I'll frame this first. So apparently, morale at Mixer is particularly low right now, and it stems from a number of reasons. This came from an unconfirmed, but after seeing this video, highly likely to be accurate letter from a Mixer employee that sent an anonymous letter to on Microsoft. It was just like a reporting website for Microsoft related stuff. Stating all of these things about how morale is super low. They've cycled out a lot of their higher end employees here, or they've left the company. They just went through a round of layoffs where they laid off 25% of the remaining team, which was not a big team to begin with. And so now they're starting to apparently or allegedly miss releases of feature sets and stuff because they just don't have the manpower to do it. And one of the new people that they had brought in, this is the new general manager. Her name is Shilpa Yadla, held a town hall meeting. I probably murdered that name, by the way. Meeting with the remaining team. And I don't know why it's on YouTube, but it's there. And I got to be honest with you. There is a saying that people don't quit jobs, they quit managers. And
I'd be quitting this one.
This is a prime example of somebody. I know what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
But this is, what we're about to watch? Remember we talked about the old stereotype of the old coach that goes in, tells you it's gut check time, you suck it the fuck up, and don't. This is literally the manager version.
This is it
of that coach.
Yeah.
And it never will work.
I cringed, bro.
I cringed multiple fucking times.
I almost don't even want to listen to it again. It's that bad.
And so I can only imagine what the employees were coming out of that town, like that meeting.
Well, they can't. They left going, we're all fucked. I actually think things just got worse. We shouldn't have had this town hall meeting.
So here it is. Here it is. We'll play the audio for you.
Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna give up? Oh my God! I don't think this is happening. Oh, this does.
Okay, so we're not showing the video, but this is a town hall meeting. She's got a PowerPoint up here, and The title of the slide that she's got going right now is Organizational Culture. Culture eats strategy for breakfast, which is actually, I believe, a quote that the CEO of Microsoft uses a lot. And the irony of saying culture eats strategy for breakfast and then listening to this woman talk is almost unimaginable. So let's listen in.
Happen? Are we going to do this? Are we going to give up? Oh my God, I don't think this is happening. Oh, this does not make sense, etc., 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 etc. For the past month, or actually ever since I joined this organization, I heard a lot across all levels, across all of the organization. I think every one of us have choices in our lives. We have two choices. Like him, he had choices. He could cry, sit down, stop, or he could focus. He chose to focus, and that's the result. That's the passion and perseverance and tenacity he's demonstrated. We don't have that kind of problems here. We don't. We have both the hands mostly.
Okay, so you don't get to hear it because they cut the part out, but she was giving an example of a man who lost a hand and then decided to not be sad about it, and then she showed what this man accomplished with only one hand, and then said, all of us in here have two hands. We don't have this guy's problem. Why are we all so down? We shouldn't be down about it.
Adam, there's starving kids in Africa.
What's wrong with you? That's where she is with this right now. Flawless logic.
We have an organization like Microsoft who's investing in our business. We have has so much talent collectively, from production, creativity, technical, product, program, like name it. We have a awesome talent together here. And we have a product that is so awesome, so exciting, so much meaning, so much impact, so much excitement, so much fun. Yet here we are trying to talk about, my world is dooming, my team is dooming, blah, 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 blah. And so my
blah, 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 blah.
Choices.
Choices.
Either you say, I actually think it's like two parts of the people in the world, right? There's one segment of the people who have 1,000 reasons why they could succeed, one reason why they think they could not succeed. They leave 1,000 reasons why they would not succeed. They'll give up. They'll complain, nag, and give up. And there is this section of the people who basically find one reason. They may have 1,000 reasons like this guy, 1,000 reasons why he cannot succeed. But one reason why he would succeed, that's the focus and tenacity. He chose that. I want to be here, not there. And I'll ask all of you to decide where you want to be. Either you want to complain and nag or whatever.
Complain and nag.
Feel negative about everything.
Yikes.
Or
Dog.
have the that we are here in Microsoft as part of Mixer with so much of opportunity, bright talent here, trust each other, treat each other with respect, show positive energy, show ton of optimism, and move forward. Please make a choice. And I ask all of you to really, really, really rethink about like how we are framing our mind. Because like I said last time, optimism, positivity is what gets us anywhere. I cannot tolerate negativity and negative swirls and et cetera, That does not mean I don't understand the challenges. I have a lot of empathy, but I'm not here to sympathize with anybody.
There's so many things that I could say right now. I got about 15 jokes that I could spit.
Look,
but I'm not even going to bother.
Look. I'm sure she's a very qualified business person.
Really?
You have to be to get to that point in some way, shape, or form. But what she isn't is a manager, plain and simple. She's just not a manager. She has she has some of what she's verbalizing here are things that you would take into consideration as a manager. You think about them in terms of what your employees or the people below you are thinking and how they're acting, but you don't verbalize them in front of them and chastise them for it. You're the problem solver, not them.
Yeah.
You're the manager. They're looking to you for leadership.
Yes.
If they could just go out and be positive all the time and never have any complaints about anything and then be Ned goddamn Flanders 7 days a week, they wouldn't need a manager. They do this without you.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, they need a leader to keep the ship pointed in the right direction.
Yeah.
but you don't do it by telling them that they're all being fucking sissy bitches.
They're nagging. She
And
actually
nagging.
used the word nagging.
It's like
You're nagging me with your problems. Blah blah. She actually said blah blah
she said
blah.
blah 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 blah. So
Actually, she said da 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 da.
Yeah.
Which if you go back and you read the captions, it was blah blah.
yeah, it's
a big nope for me, dog. It's a big nope for me. And I look at her and I go, hey, you want me to make a choice? Here it is. I quit. That would have been the show. You're absolutely right, though. She needs to be a leader. She needs to look them in the face. She needs to be sympathetic. She needs to be understanding of.
you don't even necessarily need to be sympathetic.
Well, I mean, she needs to. She needs to have. She needs to be more. She needs to have more empathy, I guess, to some degree. If you want to win over the crowd that is absolutely fucking hating their lives, you have to put yourself in their shoes.
Yes.
But at the same time, you don't want to be friends with them, and
No.
you got to be stern and say and get them riled up. But you don't do it by quite literally.
There's so many
Making
different managerial styles. This one that she has right now is basically the bottom of the fucking barrel from managerial perspective. It's man, I could write a fucking book on how bad this 2 minutes and 40 seconds are from a managerial perspective.
It's bad.
And somebody in chat said she's a manager, not a leader. There is no difference between the two of them. I know what you're saying. We're like it's almost like a micromanager versus a leader. But a manager is the leader of a team. That's what they are. They're supposed to be a leader.
They manage people.
They manage people.
They manage the team.
They're in that position because they are equipped to deal with everything that the people below them, or they're supposed to be equipped to deal with everything that people below them have to go through on a daily basis, and to be able to navigate that and turn them into a positive direction every time they come to them with any kind of issue, and to present the tasks at hand in a digestible manner so that the team continues to work efficiently and happily. That is what a manager fucking does. The thing about management and leadership is that there are soft skills and intangible soft skills, or intangible skills, or skills that you cannot learn, that some people have, and some people
It's called people skills.
just don't fucking have.
It's called people
You can learn the science behind people skills and still not be able to employ them properly to make it happen.
Yeah.
And so that's why sometimes leadership doesn't need to necessarily always be able to, it doesn't always have to be somebody that was pulled out of, let's say you're managing a bunch of programmers. The manager of a bunch of programmers doesn't always have to be somebody who was a programmer who's better than all the other programmers below them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always the case that it needs to be, or like in a restaurant business, doesn't always have to be that way.
Bro, she could have given that entire speech the same way without fucking throwing shade at the people she's talking to. She literally could have the same type of message. She didn't need to bring up some black and white picture of a dude with one hand.
Yeah.
She didn't need,
You're like, motherfuckers, you all have two hands.
Yeah, it's
Don't bitch.
yeah. You
go
don't,
to work.
Don't fucking do that. You know, she went in there. She went in there almost to the point where she was like almost looking for people to quit.
Well, no,
Like,
I didn't read it like that. I was looking for people to fire.
Yeah, yeah.
When she was telling them, it was almost like giving them an ultimatum.
Ultimatum. It's like,
It
hey,
was which one of this are you? Are you the person with 1,000 reasons to succeed and one to fail, and you focus on the one to fail, or are you the 1,000 reasons to fail and one to succeed, and you're looking
gonna
at the succeeding?
Which one are you? That it almost seems like she was baiting people to leave,
Yes.
get pissed off, to say fuck this. She literally said, I want you to make a decision, and she said it like 2 or 3 times.
So you know what that tells me, and what it would tell most of the people in the room.
We
is
want
that,
sheep.
Is that every concern that was ever raised to her to this point
Yeah.
has been something that didn't need to be said or
Yeah.
was
She's
insignificant.
tired. Yeah, she's tired of hearing it.
because
There's bigger issues involved. I don't care
because in the situation she wants people that in that parable that she's using, or in that example, that makes sense if it's something that everything is out of your control. It's 1,000 reasons why it might not work or whatever, and it's out of your control, or it's something, those issues that you can afford to ignore to focus on succession on succeeding.
Yeah.
That's not always the fucking case. Sometimes there are issues that need to be tackled.
Yeah.
That are going to, maybe there is only one way to succeed, and there's all these ways of failing.
Yeah.
And you look at all the failures and or the reasons to fail, and you can select the ones that are most likely to be your biggest challenges that you need to tackle, and focus on those. And you have to. You don't get to ignore those and put your head in the sand and then just keep working towards this one fucking goal of succeeding.
Yeah.
Because there's a chance that even if you do that one thing properly,
You're still going to fail.
something over here is going to
It's going to eclipse it.
hamstring
Yeah,
you,
it's
and
just
you're
it.
not going to get it.
Yeah, that's just it. It seemed like, and listen, that was a 2-minute and 20-second clip. We have no idea what was said before, what the problems are, or what the people in the room were saying, or anything like that.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
It actually doesn't matter.
The tone and delivery was horrible.
Yeah.
Something tells me that people aren't complaining about that there's never any toilet paper in the bathroom on the main floor.
No.
Something tells me that there's a whole lot more slew of shit, and people are getting tired of it. And she's going, hey, cry me a river. She literally could have just came in and played Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River, said, you don't like it here, go find a different job, and go fucking whine to them, because I don't want to hear a blah, 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 and your nagging complaints, and I need you to focus on the things that we got going for us, and I want you to find a solution instead of looking for reasons to bitch and moan and complain. If you don't like it, get the fuck out, because here when I run this place, we don't listen to naggers. We want people, we want doers. And if you ain't going to be doing what needs to be done, then get the fuck out. That's pretty much what she was saying.
It's
straight up saying it.
It's like the classic, don't bring me problems, bring me solutions.
Yes.
It's like, well, then why the fuck are you here?
Exactly. You want me to do your job for you.
If I just have a solution for everything, why would I even bring you the solution? I don't need to come to you. I'll just do it.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It wasn't a good look.
It's a bad look.
Was it a good look?
It's a bad look. If I was, what's the CEO's name? Nadella or I can't remember his last name now off the top of my head. If I was him and I saw this town hall, I'll be honest with you, I'd fire her on the spot.
Oh, she'd have been done.
She'd be gone.
Yeah, you are not qualified.
Because my two options there are I either need to sit down with this girl and try and teach her how to actually do her job and take a lot of time out of my day, or pay somebody else to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Or pay her to go get an education that's actually about leadership, and not just how to walk into a room and put up a fucking shitty PowerPoint and shit on all of your employees.
Yeah.
Or I just fire her and then go find somebody.
If you're going to shit on your employees, come in and shit on them. Yeah. Like, come in and just fucking say it. Guys, I'm tired of it. Don't fucking make some sort of inspirational fucking bullshit and patronize the people that are working for you. Because that's what it came down as. It was just like, holy shit. You know what would be a badass move? If the CEO was like, hey, I'm going to fire her. I'm going to hire someone else. He or she is going to hold the town hall and then talk about the shitty management that we just had and get back to connecting with the people that work in the company.
Because the reality is that she's not wrong.
No,
but
her
delivery of it
is
about the worst you could possibly fucking do. And that's the difference between somebody who is a leader and somebody who is business qualified but is not a leader whatsoever. It's like it's like, you know, you got in university, for example, and you were in university.
She pulled a ninja, bro. She pulled a ninja. You made a tweet.
Yeah, you'll have professors who are brilliant and did extraordinarily well in their field, and then they go to become a professor and they have zero teaching skills.
Yeah.
They are super qualified, but zero teaching skills.
Yeah.
This girl, I promise you, is in the same fucking place.
Yeah.
Super qualified, zero leadership skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she just showed it in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Even if that was all out of context, which it definitely wasn't, but even if there was like no other context there,
it's not a good one.
That 2 minutes and 40 seconds should never have even been in any context of that presentation period. Get rid of it. Get it gone.
Yeah.
Because if your team is already in a spot where that's what they're doing, this is the last fucking thing
that's
going to inspire them to do anything else.
They're not going to rally.
If anything, they're going to... Man,
that was not a Braveheart moment.
No.
If that was Mel Gibson up there on the horse telling everybody about freedom,
they'd
be like, you know what, motherfucker, you go and die and get chopped up by yourself. I'm going to turn the fuck around and I'm going to go live to fight another day. That's literally what it was. She needed to rally the troops, said, hey, if this mixer ship is going down, we're going to go down giving it everything we got because we're passionate about what we do.
Yes.
Instead, she was like, you're all fucking dumpsters.
You're all bitching and whining.
You're nagging.
This is like, don't you have phones? Don't you have, what was the second one? It was like, don't you have phones? There was another one we made the joke of earlier, and now it's like.
No, then there's the ninja tweet.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, we know what you're trying to say, bruh. You're not saying it right.
And then it's like, don't you have two hands?
It's just a game. It's not just a game.
It's fucking bad.
Get angry.
Yeah, get angry.
Get angry.
It's gut check time. Get out there.
Get angry. That toilet paper that isn't in the main bathroom on the floor, get angry.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure morale at Mixer
do you
is
not
low
have
right
both
now.
hands?
Exactly. What are you complaining about? Do you not have both of your hands?
Hey, do you have phones?
Do you
yeah. not have both hands?
What are you whining about?
Get angry.
Get angry.
What a gong show.
So that's not what I want to see from Mixer right now. That's the opposite of what I want to see from Mixer right now.
That's not what any of the partners. That's just not a good look.
That is not going to give anyone confidence.
Just to have, you know what, this is getting to the point now, seeing shit like this, where when Mixer goes to the next big streamer and goes, hey, I got 10 million from you, they're going to go, you better make it 15? Because this shit might not, and I want it up front.
Because it's probably not going to be around long enough for me to cash out.
Yeah.
Yep. Next up, the Konami Code creator, Kazuhisa Hashimoto, has passed away, Jeff, after a life dedicated to making everyone's day better by including the Konami Code. So everyone who is a true gamer knows the Konami Code. Up, up, down, down. Left, right, BA, then start. Or select start, depending if you're going 2 players or not in the game that you're playing. So how this came to be is he was a programmer at Konami, created the code during the development of Gradius, which is one of the most...
It's amazing. It's a space shooter.
Incredible fucking video game.
Still holds out today.
Classic.
Yeah.
Even the developers, this is coming from TechCrunch, even the developers, it turns out, found it a bit of a hassle to get through repeatedly testing or for testing purposes. That's why during the porting process from the arcade to the NES, Hashimoto made himself a bit of a shortcut to make things easier for himself, and thus the Konami Code. He created the command that would award the player the most crucial items for surviving the game's challenges. The sequence to activate it needed to be easy for him to remember during the many playthroughs, but extremely unlikely for a player to input it by accident. And so, he settled on the up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, after which is usually appended by start, since the code is often entered while paused or at the title screen. Fate intervened here, and the code, which was meant to be removed before the team wrapped up, was forgotten about and ended up in the shipped out product. Somehow, word got out about the code, which again, this is the 80s. How the fuck that got out?
Well, somebody behind the scenes must have said
leaked that
right?
shit.
Leaked
Yeah,
it,
exactly. They realized it was still in the game and leaked it. And then everyone, obviously, that bought Gradius was using that shit because that game is hard.
Hard as fuck.
And there you go. And then after that, I mean, it was included in
everything,
in a ton of games. Yeah. And it was referenced in other games. It was some games would like kill you if you used it and be like, you can't cheat.
Yeah.
You know, it
was everywhere. It's a big part of gaming.
In movies, there's a massive part of gaming, and so hats off to Hashimoto for a life of service in the gaming industry and giving us one of the great gaming memes, the Konami Code.
R.I.P.
Baldur's Gate 3 has an hour-long, not that we're about to watch an hour long of it, I'm going to skip through some of it, live demo that they did. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, a couple things. Actually, oh my God, I forgot one of the... Oh my... Jeff! Huh?
Adam.
Ah!
Slow down.
I forgot something to put in here this week, and we're going to skip to that first because I'm going to preface this Baldur's Gate gameplay with this. Diablo 4.
Oh, boy.
Got... Okay, so they put it's not really a trailer, but what they did was I guess they're trying to like, and they'll probably have more of these where they're doing like these showing of the various like factions or whatever within Diablo and the various enemy types or character types that come with it. And so there are showcases. They're done in game, in engine, and they're like a little rotato potato type deal to show you. But here's the thing. This one's for the Cannibal family. Here's the thing.
Well, don't spoil it. Let me watch it.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
Okay. Sorry. I almost went.
Holy shit, Adam.
I wanted to go in on it.
Relax.
I want to go in on it.
Let me watch it.
I'm going to give you zero fucking more information.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say nothing.
Get me in it.
And then I'm going to get you
All right.
to give me
Because I haven't seen it. I
your
don't know what this
honest
is.
impersonation or your impression, I should say.
All right.
Impression of this.
Let me see.
You ready?
I'm born ready.
This is max quality, by the way.
Nice. There we go. So is this like a still of the action?
This is in game, just with everything frozen.
Oh, okay. The music is menacing. Yeah. It's amazing. Look at the detail. Is that blood on him? Wow.
Yes.
Whoa. Jeez, that was so real. I
What
thought it
popped out at you
was
there?
coming right at me. Wow, Diablo 4. Buy it today.
Okay. Okay. Moonhouse is the first thing that came to my mind when I watched this. What are your thoughts on what we just witnessed?
I'm going to be honest, bro. It looks like they took a still from a developing standpoint and then did a little 360 spin camera. The only thing we were missing from there was no music and a nerd going, "Hey guys, well, you'll notice that this is the going to be the carnival family, and this is an area where you go on top of a mountain, and they like to kill people and eat them." That's what I was getting.
You know what I took away from that? I took away from this couple of things. One, I really want to know how they managed to do a still of in-game footage with a rotating camera and still have it stutter
And run like ass.
it ran
I
on a
thought-
potato.
I thought that was just my internet thing.
No, that is the game.
Oh! I thought that was just YouTube doing what YouTube does.
No, that's actually the video.
Oh, okay. Yikes. What happens when it moves? What happens when it moves?
My first time I watched it at home, I was like,
Bro, you know what? You know what Path of Exile needs to do? They need to release a clip of a
Of, like,
still
rotating,
of
like
a
the-
rotating thing
Oh, my
and just
God.
all its glory with no fuck ups or anything like that, with some eerie music or some
Yes.
trolly music in the background.
yes.
Dude, that would be amazing, bro.
Yes.
That right there would be amazing.
Dude, that okay. Beyond the fact that it stuttered on a paused scene rotating around a mountain
Dude,
that
it
barely
stuttered
had any-
multiple times.
badly. It never stopped stuttering. The entire video was one giant. It was just how bad was the stuttering. I'm gonna be honest. The texture work. I know this game is looked at from a top-down view. Wasn't looking all that good.
Bro. Dude, it's Blizzard, man.
I don't know why they'd put that out.
They were trying to get people hyped, bro. It ain't working.
What in the fuck does that do to generate hype? You put out a stuttery-ass 1080p video that you hand off to IGN.
And you hand it off to IGN of all people, too.
And then you say, and then like IGN, what made it really bad was IGN called it a trailer at first, and people were like super salty about that. I mean, it technically is, but it's more of like
They should call it a teaser trailer,
or something
not
like
a
that.
trailer.
But it's like, I mean, call it whatever you want. It looked like dog shit. It ran like dog shit. And it's up against the other games in this category right now.
Bro, it's embarrassing.
It looks
dude. It's embarrassing, dude.
Embarrassing. You don't put out a fucking trailer like they did, like a cinematic, I should say, like they did, that looks so good because it's Blizzard cinematic. And that was like properly done, and then follow that shit up with that. That instills zero confidence in me as to how that game is coming along in development.
Bro, you want to know what Diablo is right now?
Dead?
Yes. Beyond that,
Okay.
I have two analogies for you,
Okay.
and they have nothing to do with sex.
Wow. I was going to say, are we shooting 50-50 on this one? Is one of them?
Yeah, no, we're not.
Wow.
There's nothing to do with sex.
Okay.
All right? You've got Path of Exile
Yes.
right over here.
Yeah.
All right? You got Path of Exile. People that are working at Path of Exile are having a good time.
Yeah, they are.
You know, it's like Google.
Yeah.
You go there, you can do your laundry, there's a gym,
Everyone has their pet.
everyone brings their pet to work.
Caviar for lunch.
That's it. Free food, snacks, breaks.
That's right.
You got massage therapists, free parking. Hell, they even will cook you. They have a chef there on Fridays that'll cook you a meal that you love. Sushi bar open all the time. Getting paid exuberant amounts of money.
They're actually just piping granules of cocaine
And you
into
know
the
what?
air.
Fuck it. People are fucking in the back just to add the sex in
And
there.
nobody
Just having
cares.
nobody cares. It's a good. It is consensual, fun sex.
That's right.
Great time.
Corporate sex.
That's Path of Exile.
Yeah.
You got Blizzard, Diablo.
Yeah.
It's a mixer town hall meeting.
Nobody's having sex, Jeff.
Blizzard is telling the folks, hey, we could focus on the shitty frames on her still. Stop the nagging.
Don't whine.
Don't whine. Think of the positives. Diablo 4's coming. Focus on that. Focus on that. If you nag and blah, 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 oh my God, it looks like dog shit. Oh my God, Path of Exile does it better. Oh my God, Diablo 3 was a shitstorm, but then it started getting better. Oh my God, no one wants the fucking Diablo Immortal on the phone. Stop it. This gentleman had one hand. You guys have phones. You cocksuckers, stop nagging. Blah, blah, blah. Diablo's 4 is coming. Isn't that what you wanted? That is Diablo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
That's Blizzard.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
over.
Yes.
Stop. What is this? What? Why are you releasing this? Dude, you're Diablo. You're supposed to be the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
You're supposed to own this genre. You know what? Exile's been fucking you dry for the last fucking 6 years. They've been fucking you anally, and there ain't fuck all you've been doing about it.
They even waited for you to announce anything for
And
Diablo.
then they wait and fucked you harder to announce their
theirs.
shit. You know what you need to do? You need to crush Diablo. You need to actually come out and go, hey, at Path of Exile, we're the big dicks.
Yes.
Fuck you. We have so much more money than you. Our game is bigger. We fucked up. We made it better. And now we're going to come out with 4. We're not going to fuck up. And we're going to fuck you dry. We're going to start taking people that you have and we're going to convert them back because a lot of them are leaving.
Yes.
But instead, they come out with shit like that looks like it came off the set of one of those little tabletop games where you create your own little fucking minions.
I'm going to be honest with you, Jeff. My cell phone could have run what that
Dude,
did.
that shit is awful.
It's bad.
I
Really bad.
I don't know what Blizzard's do. Dude, they're fucking up everywhere other than WoW.
Well, and that was a freebie, really, if you think about it. Like WoW is just free money.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Diablo,
Nobody's disagreeing that Diablo 3 didn't get better over time.
That's what I was saying. It got good,
but it took 3 years to get there.
dude. But why are
even
they
after that?
Why are they doing this?
Even after that, if you're going to choose between Diablo 3 and Path of Exile, you're usually playing Diablo 3 just because you like Diablo, and it's not because you're choosing a better game.
Yeah.
I think it's about as close as you can get to an objective fact that Path of Exile is a demonstrably better game than Diablo 3 in every way, shape, and
They
form.
still have the branding. They got the loyalty. That's the
it.
only thing that keeps people from not playing Path of Exile.
Yeah.
Because Path of Exile is objectively
Better.
a better fucking game, and that's not even subjective, bro.
No.
It's objectively a better.
I would argue it's pretty much at that point now.
Yes.
And this is not helping that point.
This is bad.
This is not helping
This
that
is
point.
really bad. And let's keep it real, dude. The Diablo 4 shit that we saw before didn't even look good.
No!
That shit looked mediocre
It really
as
didn't
fuck.
look really didn't
If
look
that
good.
shit was like Diablo Immortal, people were like, okay.
Yes,
Eh.
because it looked like something my phone could run.
Yeah. This is
Yes.
not Diablo 4.
No.
It actually looks worse than Diablo 3.
Yes. Yeah.
And they can go ahead and give me whatever. Oh, we want to make
It's
the
not
look of
done
it.
yet.
Yeah,
It's still unfinished
we
footage.
wanted to bring it back to the
This is
classic
what it-
feel. The Diablo 2 that y'all loved, and bring the color palette.
Look, there is a certain amount of jank that you can show to the public before releasing a game. And Blizzard doesn't have much wiggle room, so their amount of jank that they can show off is almost zero.
Bro, Blizzard actually needs to come out and say, hey, guys, IGN fucked up. They took the file we had and they fucked it up somehow, and they put it up on their YouTube channel. That isn't actually what we did.
Yeah.
They're going to have to pass blame because that shit is awful. They
Bob
need to
fucked up the encoder when he was rendering the video, and that's what the stuttering is.
No. You don't bring that out, bro. You don't bring that out. That's embarrassing. I actually thought it was just a YouTube video.
Nope. No, that's it.
Yeah, no. Anyway,
rough.
Diablo is fuck Blizzard, dude. This shit is just it's a bad. This is bad. This is just bad.
Well, with that being said, similar genre, not exactly the same, but very similar genre. We have Baldur's Gate 3 coming. Okay, and Baldur's Gate 3.
Tell me it's
let's
better.
put it this way: is not getting the funding that a Blizzard game would get.
And it probably looks.
However,
It probably looks infinitely better.
let me get my headphones as we skip around this little demo. I won't be able to find it in this demo, but at one point, so it's all based on
Let's
the
go. Come on.
on the
Let's
D&D
get
thing.
into it. Come
Yeah.
on, let's get into it.
Where he actually like critically fails an attack with like an actual weapon, but then he throws a boot, and the boot landed and actually killed.
Dude, it's an hour and 10 minutes long.
Yes, we're obviously not watching all this. That's why I said we're gonna skip
Oh
around.
yeah, no.
But there's no like summation video somewhere that I could find. So.
All right.
All right, so we
It's
got
like
some
the podcast
Diablo
is
3.
coming out next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, we're in character creation. I can select my background.
It'll probably fix itself. Oh no,
Yeah.
never mind. There you go.
It's on auto. There we go.
I can change my body type. I can change my race.
So right off the bat, even though this game can be largely played from a top-down perspective because of how it is, character models already looking
Pretty good.
really great.
Yeah.
And there's more, but we're only showing a few.
That's a weird looking character.
Well, it's a halfling.
More will be
Oh.
That's why.
So depending on
Baldur's Gate's cinematic, which I think we might have watched in the past on the podcast. I can't remember, but also looks really great.
Yes.
Let's get into some dialogue.
Oh,
so what just happened to us is
That's
because of
pretty.
the tadpole, I was already introduced to that in the tutorial. We call it mind melding.
And so lots of choices, and apparently the choices are actually changed based on your character type. So for this example, he's playing like a vampire.
So you will see that
And so, for example, here, like he's saying now,
to being a
like there are options to go that route based on the fact that you're a vampire, you haven't eaten in a while. Maybe you want to go in. I mean, this looks good.
That tadpole scrambled your brain already?
it's
And
voice acted.
The voice acting is good.
say, okay, well, I'll just feed.
I know it's really quiet, but that's just the video.
Swallow my urge and feign ignorance, which is what I'm going to do because I need a
The chase through hell, the creatures, what they did to us, the tadpole. That thing is going to consume us from the inside and turn us into mind flayers. You and I need a healer.
A healer.
Finding one won't be easy in this wilderness.
Wilderness.
We'll need supplies. I'm hoping something of use might be behind these doors, but I've barely made a dent in them so far.
Okay, so I can offer to help her, but I'm a rogue also, so I can tell her to.
All right, where's the
strength
gameplay?
and that I'll be-
So
Oh, that's it.
we can go in. Oh wait, was that it?
Okay, so I wanted to throw. So I have a throw action. I can throw pretty much everything. In a
Yeah, here we go.
I did previously. I threw my boots. So for comedial effect, I'll just throw my boots. Maybe I'll actually just kill him. Oh, that's it.
Through his boots, managed to kill the enemy. There you go.
So, that's not that bad actually. So where is she? Oops. Doesn't want to close anymore.
What I liked about this demo when I watched a bunch of it was this wasn't like a canned
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah.
They put the game on, the guy went up on stage and played, and at one point in this, he actually has a full squad wipe, he dies.
So basically, how this.
And they didn't try to hide when the game was a bit jank.
Each turn, there's gonna be.
It's good.
Behind the scenes.
So that looks good.
Good roll.
But
We already saw that. All that stuff looks good. Here's walking around the world.
For example,
Back here earlier, there was like a walking segment,
say that you want to kill this war.
I think, where he was going over,
You can now just press
yeah,
the button.
like the various ways in which you can like play the
So
game
is this
from
going to be just
behind.
solo, or is it going to be multiplayer? Do we know?
Well, it'd be largely like Baldur's Gate in the past. It'd be largely a single player
Yeah.
experience.
I didn't know
don't
if they open it up to be.
I
like
don't
a-
know if they're opening it up to do multiple. But what people are really hoping for is, I can't remember if it's Path of Exile or another game. No, I don't think it's Path of Exile. Divinity, I think. This is closer to a Divinity Original Sin than like a Path of Exile, for example, or a Diablo. But in Divinity, you could set up like an entire D&D game with tile sets from the game and play it out that way. This game actually has in-game like proper shown dice rolls, critical fails,
That's cool.
natural 20s, stuff like that. So what people are hoping for is that at some point they'll actually have
blasted doors I
a similar function where they'll be able to have that and then have campaigns built within the game,
That's
which would be dope,
Yeah.
right? And I think personally that's the future of D&D. To open it up to more people is to actually have games like this
Yeah. Available to use as your world.
tile sets,
Yeah.
and use as your world as a foundation. Oh yeah, that was his, I think his wipe. But yeah, everything, the game looks good, runs well for this point, except for at the very end they have this the glitch that happens when he comes back upstairs.
So let me try to do that as fast as I can.
It's nice. He laughs it off. They weren't trying to fucking hide the fact that it was jank. They weren't trying to do like a fucking whatever. And then his character actually just at some point he has him like lay down or something. He gives up the battle. Is this like actually a battle happening? The guy he gave up the battle. But yeah, so that's looking like it's coming along well. That's obviously very early. But even in its early state, looks fantastic. I was really happy with the voice acting and stuff. I liked playing some of the Divinity. Divinity is a really good game. But it just didn't grab me. This game looks like it might be something that's a little bit more up my alley. And I like the in the conversations, it's almost like in third person where you're remembering where it's like, I said this or I did this instead, kind of like you were sitting at a D&D table.
Yeah.
And saying that out, it's kind of like a different take on it. I think it's pretty good.
Hey,
so there you go.
that looks infinitely better than Diablo 4.
For a game that just like again happens mostly from that perspective when they're getting down, and obviously they render differently when they're in a conversation. It looked really good, and so there you go. Baldur's Gate. But yeah, augmented reality tabletop. That's we talked about that ages and ages ago. That's like one of the prime uses for augmented reality, right?
Be amazing.
Next up, Valve is pushing for the International to be treated like the Olympics, basically, as it begins soliciting bids from cities to host the event. So just like the Olympics goes around and says, hey guys, who wants to host the Olympics? And then cities come together with their plans and how much money they want to spend and give the Olympic Committee. Valve's at that point now where they're saying, hey, you want to host the International? It makes more numbers, or it does bigger numbers than the Super Bowl. And we had 50 to 60,000 people in an arena watch it last year and brought $76 million to the Vancouver economy. Do you want that to be you? I can't even hate on it.
I mean,
I can't even hate on it.
When you got it, you got it.
When you got it,
When you got it, when you got it, you got it.
And they've got it.
Oh, they've got it.
And they're going to get it.
Yes, somebody's going to pay them $50-60 million.
You're pitching them an idea for how to host the event in the city.
Yep. They're going to bring fuck tons of money into the economy.
Yep.
And
smart.
Yeah, going to bring a whole lot of business.
It's smart.
There you go.
I think that's wise. The International really, man, I don't know if it obviously is because I'm completely disconnected from Dota, but like nobody in my circle talks about Dota. I never see Dota appear anywhere in my social media, period. On Twitch, I don't even ever really see anything happening that draws my attention. It's all I hear about is the International.
That's
full stop.
Yeah.
And it's big enough that it draws a massive crowd.
I know a couple of people that are hardcore Dota fans that they never talk about Dota.
Yeah.
Like they just I'm like, hey man, what are you playing these days?
Yeah.
Dota.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
they don't talk about their games.
No.
They don't talk about. It's just like it's all like in the closet Dota players.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
It's weird.
You just don't hear about it.
Like they're not running up to the mountaintop screaming Dota too.
I don't follow a bunch of people
see any of it.
I don't follow a bunch of people from League, and yet I still see
League,
and not promotion, but just people talking about League.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a crazy community, but man, they make a lot of money.
It's there.
Holy shit, they make a lot of money. Microsoft's DirectML. This probably should have been further up the list when we were talking about the Xbox stuff earlier, but Microsoft's DirectML might make for a serious boost in console gaming performance should it make its way this generation. Basically, DirectML is similar to NVIDIA's DLSS. That's not the right link. Did I link the wrong thing? I did. Microsoft DirectML. So it's kind of like have the pictures I want. Yes. So it's kind of like NVIDIA's DLSS, where they're using artificial intelligence to comb through footage and then upscale or upsample images, so that you can have, like, let's say a 1440p rendering, but then it's DLSS to get. Or it's this to get it to look like it's 4K, or dramatically improves picture quality, but reduces the load on the processing side of things, and it can make a substantial difference. So in this, on the left is with it
looks great
with ML, and on the right is just the stock image that ML used as a base before turning it into that. So in a lot of games, textures and stuff are made to look good from really specific distances.
Yeah.
They look at it and they say the player is likely to be this far from this at most of the time, so we only need it to look good from that distance. So this is the resolution of this texture that we can get away with, so that we're not overloading the GPU or whatever. With this, it would help in these situations where you get close to an item and it just doesn't matter anymore. Like, it's going to maintain that visual
quality.
clarity the whole way through. And allow for a much more clear presentation of stuff without having to have raw, crazy amounts of horsepower. And so, yeah. So now the talk is, like, that's been in development for about as long as their like the ray tracing type stuff and whatever, but just nobody talks about it. But now it's actually being talked about a little bit more. People are wondering now if it's going to be something that will be applicable to the Xbox, because if it does, then with a system that already has the equivalent of something like a 2080 Super in it, and then you have something like that, then the performance of a lot of the games that could be in the console could be quite extraordinary, especially in the later lifespan of the console where you're looking at something that's on the market for 7 fucking years. You want it to be able to perform across that whole segment. That would give a lot of life to that as well. And it would be applicable in PCs too. So for people with lower-end PCs, it could help with running stuff much better. And it's kind of like some of the future of things using artificial intelligence to do the work to allow us to have higher resolution stuff or sharper looking stuff without putting in all that effort of rendering it in its entirety. My last question here. I have a question that I wrote down here. For it's something I thought about after I played Tarkov. When I was playing Tarkov, I made the realization that playing it is that while I understand what they were going for in regards to trying to be super realistic, like
Super realistic.
you take a magazine out, there's still bullets left in it. You don't magically get the bullets back when you put the next mag in. You have to load mag individually.
It's hardcore, bro.
It's hardcore. When you search a bag, it takes time to search the bag. You have to know the items. Like there's a lot going on. Is that there's a point in some of the Tarkov systems where I feel like it's just redundant and there for the sake of being there to like make it look like it's or to make it feel more realistic. Like for example, identifying items. You can just go into the traders and identify every item that the traders have instead of doing it in the field. And so it like defeats the purpose. Like it's supposed to be like one of those things where it's like in the field, you're identifying the item because you don't know really what it is up front. It's supposed to be those things where it's like, oh, you pulled something out of this guy's pocket.
Yeah.
And you have to be like, what the fuck is this before you put it in your bag?
It's like, which Pokemon is this?
Yeah, exactly.
Which Pokemon?
Except you go to the fucking the dealers in between raids. And you go in there, and they're all the fucking items are there, and you just like you identify all of them.
You can see the shape of Pikachu.
Yeah, you're like,
but it's blacked out. You're like, I know it's Pikachu.
Yeah, like there's.
You look at it, Pikachu.
Surprise! It's Voltorb wearing a Pikachu hat.
Snorlax.
So there's stuff like that. So the question I wanted to just pose here is, especially with stuff like Red Dead Redemption 2. Where it's also a lot of stuff like you're skinning an animal and you got to watch that fucking 45-second animation every time you skin an animal, but you have to do skinning an animal a lot. Or like you're eating your fucking food because you have to maintain your health in the game or the water intake. Basically, you're living like a fucking another life in a video game.
It's a simulation.
Is at what point does that stop being gamification and just becomes a chore? And are we getting in a lot, because it's becoming more and more prevalent, are we getting too far away from what games are supposed to be in the effort to just make everything feel super realistic? Or is it just a case of it's not for everyone, but it's there if you want to have it?
Well, the short answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
It's not everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
well. It seems to be very specific to certain genres.
Yeah, of course.
Specifically, the action, adventure, and role playing.
Yeah, but a game like Red Dead, they want you to be immersed in that. It's a slow-paced way of living. It's a slow-paced time.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't Grand Theft Auto, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have those things. Like when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out
in San Andreas, where you had to eat and drink and everything to maintain yourself
you still
and
have
work
to,
out.
Yeah, you still have to do that in Grand Theft Auto 5. But I mean, it's as simple as grabbing a burger and it takes 3 seconds to eat the animation, and you're
which for me poses the question, why?
Well, I mean, you want to eat.
Why am I going out of my way for a 3-second animation just so that I don't pass out? Like, but if it only costs $3 and I've got $400,000 in the bank, like there's no mechanic that's like I'm not fighting for like anything.
Yeah, I think games like Tarkov lend themselves to that painstakingly long process over and over and over again. It adds to the level of stakes involved. It makes it so the player is spending more time in the game and actually playing the game longer. It's an event when you play Tarkov, and it's one of the reasons why I don't play Tarkov, because it's not a casual shooter where you just go in and you play Apex for 2 or 3 hours and you get that satisfaction and you're gone. You know, like you said, at the end of your thing is you got $100,000 weapon, and now you've got decisions to make, and you've got do you sell the stuff? Do you take it out on your next run? Do you there's a lot that goes on in that game, and I think the painstakingly long shit that you do in that adds to the realism of it. It adds to, you got to go, here's the thing. For a game like Tarkov, you got to go all the way. You got to go all the way. You can't go halfway. You can't have a super hard game but have it have the instant gratification of Call of Duty. You want to remove that noise, because they already do what you do better. Like if you just try and mimic and you're trying to bring in a crowd, chances are you're not going to do it better than the last ones. They're going to have you beat, and the people are just going to go back to what they're used to. Create a whole new experience. And to some people, it's not going to be a fun one. It's like Dark Souls. To some people, it's like, bro, ain't nobody got time for that. I do not want to deal with it under any circumstance. And I think that's what Tarkov does well. It's not a free-to-play game. Costs money to go in there, and then you have to fucking learn it. This isn't a game you just... I couldn't. And this is reality. When I bought the game, I needed to have my friends on Discord with me telling me what to do to get into a game to fucking play.
Yeah.
This is not like any other game, right? There's checkers, and then there's chess, and then there's Tarkov, which is on like another level. You can learn chess and figure it out pretty quickly if you know the rules of what each piece can do. But then there's like another level of it, which is what Tarkov is. And I think that's what makes it so special. It's quite literally one of a kind, but yet it's got enough similarities to your regular shooters. It's got a little bit of COD in there. It's got a little bit of like Rainbow Six, or a little bit of sprinkled of some of the of Squad and games like that. But it takes it to a whole nother level. So I don't think that it's becoming redundant, or it's becoming like, bro, we get it. You want it to be real, but I don't need to like go through this bag and do the same shit. But I think that's what makes it really something special, is having to do all that. Can you withstand all those things? Can you be in the trenches like everybody else and be in that playground? Because only the special can outlast and really commit to this game. And that's what makes it competitive to the 10th degree. And then also there's a level of, I think at the end of the day, if I was like a full-time player and I got really good, I think there would be a level of respect within players, where it's like, holy shit, that dude just fucking ripped me a new asshole.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm more pissed off that I'm about to lose my shit, but that was a fucking nice player. That was like, damn, dude, what the fuck? I feel like instead of just raging like, fuck this kid, blah, 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 because you know what it's like. And to take somebody down and get $1 million worth of shit or whatever, man, and you know what it takes to get that stuff, I think that's what really makes it special. And the majority of games out there aren't. Now, you're right. Some games are swaying a little bit more into the more realism, and I think it's because graphically, things are getting more real. So I think that with the times, things aren't as cartoony. People want, you got such good voice actors or motion capture where it's so real that if you start to have really cartoony, weird thing like video game tropes, it starts to take away from literally the realism of the game and what they've worked so hard to do. But there is a line. There is a line. And I think Red Dead Redemption is like that good line where there is some of the fast things and things that you can do and rush through, but then it also needs to slow down, because you need to be reminded that you are playing a Western game and shit goes slow. If you want to get it, there is no like fast traveling in a car. You got to find a horse, get on a horse, and gallop your fucking ass to another place, right? So I think they do that well, and I think Tarkov does it exceptionally well for the game, and I think the harder the better for that. Personally, I think just fucking go. There's 10, go to 15.
So I agree with the vast majority of what you said. Where I start to lose it is where and when I use the word redundant is when a game has you do something, but there doesn't seem to be either that doesn't seem to be, or there just flat out isn't a real purpose for why it's there. For example, that's why I use searching the bags in Tarkov on the map. I didn't mean that was bad. What I meant was I was not weirded out by, but like I was confused by the decision where once you search through a bag, items will appear once you search through the bag. And then like you said, it's like the who's that Pokemon thing, right?
Yeah.
But you don't even really get the who's that Pokemon thing if you just go to the traders outside and in the menu and you just spend 10 minutes middle mouse clicking every item in all the traders. And then when you go into the next raid, you basically 90% of the items, you already know what they are.
Yeah.
So my line is purpose.
Yeah.
I love when games can give me realism, especially like you said. I like the point you made about the graphical thing, where graphics are getting so good and the voice acting is getting so good, especially in things like Red Dead Redemption, where they've got boatloads of fucking money to put behind the shit, right? Where there's a level of expectation that a player has because it looks so good and it sounds so good, then it makes you believe that you should be able to do something with a certain amount of realism, right?
Yeah.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But it has to have, for me, it has to have purpose or it feels redundant because, and then I get annoyed by it. So again, I'll use Red Dead Redemption as an example. So, I understand that there can be a purpose to doing the animal skinning. And I love that they have a super detailed animation for skinning the animal. But in a single-player game where there's no other person going to just suddenly roll up on your ass and kill you while you're in the middle of skinning an animal, and you've skinned 300 animals before this one,
Unless you're online,
then but like in the grand scheme of just Red Dead Redemption as the single-player campaign, like what people are buying the game largely for, right?
well,
I promise you, 90% single-player, 10% multiplayer. They might make more money on the 10%, but 90% of people are buying Red Dead Redemption for the campaign, the single player campaign.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that animation every time. There's no purpose to me seeing the animation. There is a purpose to me skinning the animal, and give me the option. Do I want to sit here and watch this exact same animation? If it was a slightly different animation every time, like almost okay. But I'm watching the exact same animation for the 100th time, the 200th time that I've skinned all these goddamn animals, and there's no purpose for the animation to be there after you've watched it unless you want to watch the animation, you want to do that. It's like fast travel in games. I think that fast travel in games, especially in games like The Elder Scrolls or Grand Theft Auto or things with massive worlds, is incredibly useful because it's not a problem to give a player a choice. Let's say in Grand Theft Auto, fast travel would be a taxi. You hop in a taxi, you choose where you want to go, you're there. Sometimes you take it even a step further in some of those games, and you can watch the taxi ride from point A to point B for those who want to be super fucking into it. Same people that follow the traffic signs whenever they're driving around in Grand Theft Auto. Same idea. You have the option. But if you're going to force the player's hand, there better be, in my opinion, there needs to be a really good reason and purpose for everything that you do. Because if you don't, then what that runs the risk of is making the game feel like you're doing chores instead of playing a game. It's why a lot of people...
But you are doing chores, though. Like, if you're skinning stuff, it's a chore. It's not supposed to really be... it's not supposed to be, you're out hunting. It's a slow hunt. You spent a lot of time to get it. to sit down and have a skin animation that lasts 10 seconds, it's not the. I see where you're coming from. I played like only 5 hours of Red Dead, and I've skinned a fair amount of stuff. I never once really thought like. It's like in Monster.
You get 60 hours deep.
It's the same thing in Monster Hunter, right? When I was playing Monster Hunter,
skip those.
Oh, okay. I was just doing them, and I didn't really. It didn't bother. Like when I was going through their shit, and you kill a monster, and then you do.
So
the,
in Monster Hunter, you're skinning unless it's a raid with just at the very end, and you're in an enclosed area.
Yeah.
There's multiple things. One, you have a certain amount of time that you can carve something.
Yeah.
2 is what you're carving is randomized. You're not always going to get the same shit every time. And 3, you can be in a situation where you're trying to carve, but you might be getting attacked from something else at the same time. There's an element of danger there.
For sure.
Unless, again, you're in an end raid where you're in an enclosed room and there's only the fucking thing to be carved.
Yeah.
So there's purpose.
Yeah.
To that.
I get it.
Right?
I see. Listen. I'm not.
And so I'm not trying to make the argument that it is.
I think with Tarkov,
too
when you can go into the thing and scroll through the items, and then it won't be black anymore. I think their mindset behind that might be like, hey, we want you to identify the item first. Like we want you as the player to physically see an item.
Yes.
And then when you see it in the game, you'll no longer have to identify the item anymore because you're now aware of what you saw and you've looked at it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their reasoning for that.
Personally, in Tarkov, I love the concept of that.
Yeah.
Because if you were rooting through a bag out and you're doing this,
you need to look through it.
You need to at least take 2 seconds to look at what you're really fucking looking at, right?
Yeah.
I like that aspect.
Yeah.
What I'd prefer is if you couldn't go to the trader and just fucking blanket the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because now it basically makes that mechanic redundant.
Yeah.
If you got rid of the trader, and then when you go into a raid and you're picking stuff up and you don't know what it is and you have to, then that makes it so it's like you're a new character. You don't know what you're fucking looking at. You're going out into this raid. You need to learn everything.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. And they give you experience for it too. So their thought process is it's an experience for your character. We'll give you experience to do it.
Yeah.
So there's a purpose
But
to doing it.
the good thing about it is in a game like that, it is high octane, and you having to look through that bag is you are quite literally going, fuck.
No, I
need
that.
to hurry the fuck up.
Yeah. But if you already know what everything is in the early game, then it gets rid of it. And then eventually it becomes how fast can you loot in Tarkov?
Exactly.
And that's a whole different fucking animal.
Yeah.
Watching somebody loot fast in that game is like mind-numbing.
Yeah.
I'm opening up a bag. There's like a
You'll
fucking
get used to it.
There's like a can of fish and some bullets, and I'm going,
which pouch do I put this in? Can I put it in the
bullets? Can I?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I realize I'm standing up out in the open, and like fucking like fans all around me. So I like it. It's just for me, it's a point of purpose, because if there's purpose to it, then I don't feel like it's a chore.
I get it. Yeah, sometimes games just aren't perfect. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just.
Well, that's why I brought it up. Is that sometimes it feels like games are forcing it just to say that they're being
realistic,
immersive.
Yeah,
it's immersive to wash your ass crack every time you have a shit in Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I think sometimes so
that you don't smell and characters look at you the right way. Like I don't want to wipe my own ass.
I think some people just sit at the table and go, "How can we make this more real?" And they just start throwing things,
and they put it in,
and
that's how you end up with weird mechanics. Yeah. Mr. Black, time to sell out.
NordVPN, go ahead and pick yourself up a VPN through NordVPN, 70% off. I was not ready for that, actually. He just kind of came at me. I'm like,
you're in Tarkov. You're out in the open. You're searching a bag. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Life is on the line.
Up to 6 simultaneous connections. NordVPN.com/OTT. Promo code OTT.
Yes.
And, go ahead and 1 month money back guarantee. You try it, you don't like it, take it back. It's less than a grande cinnamon dolce latte a month.
That's right.
On a 3-year term. Tons of you guys have been supporting the sponsor. We thank you for that.
In fairness, though, the lease on my RAV is less than a cinnamon dolce grande at Starbucks a month.
There you go.
So that tells you the savings you're going to get.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of savings.
It's a lot of savings. You can use a VPN for multiple things. One, you can stay anonymous, stay safe on the internet when you're out in public. You can also mask your IP as well. So if you want to surf different types of the web, you want to have access to content that is region locked, You'll be able to get behind that. You can watch different versions of Netflix. If you've got the great firewall in China where you can't access the interwebs, well, it works in China as well.
Yep.
High-speed servers.
I've gamed on them. I've streamed on them.
So tons of people
I've
actually
streamed and gamed at the same time on them.
There you go. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
NordVPN, once again, we thank them. Go support them. If you are at any point, I'm going to put this through your brains, looking for VPN. I don't care if it's today, next week, next month, next year. Think NordVPN and go to nordvpn.com/OTT and use that promo code. Second, Elgato. We got a new sponsor. If you don't know, now you gotta know about Stream Decks. They're pretty awesome.
They are.
You can hotkey. It's basically a hotkey hub on your table, your desk. Click a button. Open up the podcast. Click a button. Open up your favorite porn site. Maybe even different categories. The flick of a button.
You can have a folder on there called Taxes 2007.
You could.
You open it up, porn everywhere.
Woo! Oh my God.
Technically, you can do that.
Hey, if my wife is on my computer, she's
right.
never going to look in the taxes file.
Exactly.
Who wants to look at taxes?
Not even me.
I do if there's porn inside.
That's true.
Hey, I don't know where that came from. These promos are getting weird.
When you do a promo that's different every week and you don't just give a canned one, you start reaching.
You start reaching, but hey.
And you reach for the porn.
Hey, you go for it. That's usually what we reach for.
That's true.
We've got Elgato lighting. There's Elgato green screens.
That's right.
Stream decks, capture cards. I mean, the list goes on and
Damn it,
on
Jeff,
and
when
on.
is there an Elgato Corsair keyboard coming?
It's better come.
The K100. That's what it's called. K100.
It's got to come.
Platinum.
Boom. Boom.
No, K100 Centennial. Make it happen.
Make it happen. It's got to happen. Link is in the description of these podcasts. Use that Elgato link. Go check out their products. You won't be let down. And they support the stream. I'm telling you, whether you're a gamer or you're a viewer of games or you just on your PC, Elgato has got products for you. I guarantee it. There'll be something there, especially if you're a gamer and you're a content provider. It is endless.
That's right.
So head on over there. It's quality stuff. I haven't really heard many people complain about a Stream Deck. In fact, I actually haven't heard it yet.
I've heard people complain about not having one.
Don't be that person. Go get yourself one. I don't have a promo code for you. Just head on over there and check it out.
One.
Just go get one. What are you waiting for? They got Stream Deck Minis, regular Stream Decks, XL Stream Decks. They got Stream Decks for everything.
That's right.
Heck, you can connect your different Stream Decks together to make all kinds of weird and wonderful things.
Well, you know what I want to know is, can I play Snake on a Stream Deck XL?
I'm sure you can.
Can I tie multiple Stream Deck XLs together in a giant grid and play a massive game of Tetris?
That I don't know.
That's another promotional thing for Elgato to do. I'm just giving you guys free ideas now.
What about like ping pong? If you had like
Pong? 100% between two Elgato decks.
Ding, ding.
100%.
You just click and ding, ding, and the ball's just going between each.
We're just not getting paid enough to be their marketing team.
We actually got to slow the hell down.
Slow down.
We're hitting 1 month in now, and we're giving up too much.
Way too much. Free. This
is free 99 at this point. We need a little bit more than free 99.
That's right.
So we're gonna end it right there. But yeah, shout outs to our sponsors and shout out to you guys who are supporting them. Oh. Patreon.com/LagTV. We actually should get paid. Patreon.com/LagTV. If you guys are enjoying the content, go and support it. And soon, we're going to start up Lag TV React series.
That's right.
So that's going to happen soon.
That's right.
Other than that, hit that like button and leave a comment.
Do it.
I even hate saying that shit. Every
so
single
do I,
podcast.
But you have to. Just get to understand.
Hit the like button. Leave a comment. You know what I mean? Like it's just so
it feels
stupid.
grease,
Dude, every YouTube like
because
vlogger
everyone
and
says
everyone,
it.
yeah,
Just,
go ahead and they all
try
do
to
different
spice
things.
it up.
Yes! Smash the like button.
It's like all this like weird campy shit.
My thing was like finger bang the like button.
That's right. Whoa.
But make sure you do it in odds, because if you do it in evens,
you'll unlike
it. That's what they do. It's ridiculous.
It's fucking bad. Man.
Hit the notification bell, and then hit the notification bell that notifies the notification bell. It's ridiculous. But hey, this is the world we live in. So hit the like button, leave a comment, and go support Patreon so we can continue to do this, because YouTube don't pay us.
There you go. Literally, that's pretty much
hey,
the show.
You want to know a funny true story? All right, true story.
What we got?
All right. I haven't gotten paid from YouTube in like 4 or 5 months because they needed some sort of tax information.
Right.
And I don't even know. I didn't see the email, so I didn't fill it out, which means that they were holding my money each month. And I was like, man, I haven't gotten a fucking paycheck from YouTube.
Hot minute.
And I know I haven't been putting up a lot of content, but I've been putting up, some music. I got videos that have gotten like 300,000 views. I must got at least, $1,000 divvied up here from like the last 4 or 5 months. Finally, I fill out all the tax information. I put the stuff in. I got paid today. $188. $188. Now I know I don't put up a whole lot of content.
Holy shit.
But I mean, there was still like a million plus views. It's probably about 1 million views.
Holy shit. $188?
I make more in an 8-hour stream
Yikes.
than I did in 4 or 5 months.
Whew.
I can't even imagine what Leg TV's paychecks are.
I don't know if we're getting paid monthly anymore or if it takes so long to get the money built up.
Well, you need at least $100 a month to be paid out.
We get like, because it's my channel, which is like makes about $20 a month, and then Lag TV is the rest, and we get about $180.
Man, that 180.
And then I take that money and I basically pay
the website
the upkeep cost
for the
for
stuff.
the podcast and stuff. Yeah.
Patreon.com/Leg TV. This isn't 2013 anymore.
No, it's definitely not.
The days of making like, 70, 80K a year is over on YouTube. For us, it's over.
Oh, for the vast majority of people, actually.
Yes.
It's
Yeah. We're no longer the 1%.
No.
We're now the 98%.
Yes.
Feels bad, man.
Maybe 99.
Feels bad.
Mr. Black.
Yeah.
What segment is it now?
Movies and TV.
Rumors are floating around that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wants in on the Sonic sequel.
No. Dwayne, the answer's no. Stay away from Sonic. We don't need your big black ass
in every fucking
movie. In every successful franchise.
Stop.
Listen, I know. Listen, I get it. You bring an extra $150 million, but we don't want to see you there.
No.
I don't want to see a movie ever with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Jim Carrey in it.
No.
I actually just don't want to see it.
No. Because Dwayne's going to try and make it the Dwayne show.
I'm not interested in the Dwayne show. I got enough Dwayne shows. All right? I actually have too many Dwayne shows to the point where Dwayne needs to slow the fuck down. That's what he needs to do. Wrestle more. I don't give a shit. He's even got some sort of big ass like
what can I say besides fuck no?
Straight up. Listen, Hollywood, I understand. It's very tempting.
It is tempting.
It's tempting. I get it.
Please God, no.
He does a good job for what he does. We get it. It's awesome. We love him. But this guy needs to just go like run to be president or just relax a little bit.
Or just go away for a while.
Yeah, straight up. Disappear for like 6 months.
Go work on your tequila brand for like a year.
He's got I don't even know. Does he sleep?
No, like 4 hours a night or something like that. At best.
I actually don't know. Like, this guy has got more hours in a day than what we do. It's crazy. No, Sonic, I don't want to see you.
No.
I'm sorry, Rock. No. And that's it.
No.
That's all I got to say about
That's
it.
all. I agree.
The answer's no.
You know what else I said no to several times after watching this trailer? Star Wars: The High Republic.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
And first of all, can I say, my God, who named it that? Because the amount of jokes that are going to... If you're going to name something if you're going to name this shit the High Republic, you better make it so fucking good that you can't meme it. Because the name itself is a meme.
The High Republic.
It writes every joke on its own.
Yeah.
This trailer, which is...
Isn't this not movies or TVs? Isn't it to do with...
It's the extended universe, but you know it's going to...
It's supposed to be comics and books. Yeah.
But it's it's going to end up bleeding its way into like Disney Plus shit.
Yeah.
And all that nonsense. You've seen this video, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going.
I don't need to watch it.
I'm going to play it again if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it. So, here's my problem with this: is that, well, one, again, any opportunity I can say this, fuck Kathleen Kennedy. Two, they already have an extraordinary extended universe that they went out of their way to axe and get rid of entirely. Proper, good writing, great characters, amazing story arcs that were years and years and years in the making. And then they come in and they get rid of it all because they don't want to have to pay anyone, but they also still want to use it. And so at the same time, what happens is we get The Rise of Skywalker, where the back third of that movie was quite literally a bite on the extended universe that they axed in the first place. And now they're bringing in supposedly a bunch of people that nobody fucking knows what their credentials are to come in and sit around a fucking table in a boardroom and talk about how neato it would be to go back to the old Republic and talk about it at the height of the Republic. And somebody said, hey, you know what that sounds like? The High Republic. It's like the High Council, except the Republic. It's cool. We'll call it that. And we're going to rewrite the extended universe. Probably far worse than the existing extended universe. And have it bleed into TV and movies because we're fucking idiots.
You know what this did for Star Wars? Nothing. It literally did nothing.
At the very least, it made it worse.
Yeah, people are actually just over it.
Yeah. I honestly think Star Wars is about...
I can't watch this.
I'm just looking at comments. I think Star Wars is about as dead as a franchise that is as big as Star Wars could possibly get. It's pretty much fucked.
Dude, this is basically...
And I hate being so Debbie Downer every time we talk Star Wars, but I'm waiting for them to give me something happy. I was so excited for the Obi-Wan series because at the very least we were going to get Ewan McGregor, and then that went away.
Well, they're saying that it is still going to happen, but at this point, bro, I think they're interested in one thing: Baby Yoda.
Yeah, right now they are for sure. That is,
and that's it.
That
I'm over, dude. I'm just tired of talking about Star Wars. I'm over it, man. I don't even get giddy and excited about lightsabers anymore. I'm just over Star Wars. Because it's just all garbage. Like, I just don't care. Nothing intriguing is coming out. I don't...
Star Wars Writers Board. So this is from 1:25 when they're seeing the Writers Board. Diversity, feelings, humor, not pro-war, university, dinosaurs. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's just fuck all of it, dude.
Is that actually on the board? Hold the fuck... Oh my God! It's actually on
It's on the board, bro.
Stop.
Yes.
All right, I have to show this.
Oh my God.
I have to show this part. I don't have to play it. I just need to show. This is the writer's board. Authentically lived in. Surprise. Diversity. Actual ending. Feelings. Relatable characters. Sweeping out. Who the fuck is paying these people? Humor. Not pro-war. Droids. Scope, mythic, space, and lightsaber battles. No single main character. The Force, complicated monsters. And then Star Wars wishes. High Republic, Relic hunters. University. What? Dinosaurs with an exclamation point. Representation and diversity. Arthurian legends. Rival houses. Like, what? Fucking Harry Potter? Sith Empire. Chaos agents. Splinter group force users. Who are paying these people for this brain? This is the fucking brainstorm that says nothing. Authentically lived in? Surprise? Diversity?
The only thing that make this worse.
Diversity's on this board twice.
It actually is.
It's on the left and right side.
Dude, the only thing that would make this worse is that when you played it, the frames are bad. That's the only.
Let's see.
Dude, I actually just can't. Oh, it's a
That's a little bit.
It's a little quick cut.
A little bit.
Hey, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just over it, bro.
Oh. That board is.
Why would they even show that? That's embarrassing, dude. It's like they flew everybody into camp and they said, "All right, guys, what are the things that make you think Star Wars? Diversity."
Like when you do a brainstorm, there is the thing about like there's no bad ideas, right? Okay, that's fine.
No, but there is when you're showing it to millions of people.
Then you might want to maybe
listen. That shit is supposed to be behind the scenes. Keep that shit behind the scenes. Star Wars fans right now, they're not looking for dinosaurs with an exclamation. They didn't even put exclamation for space battles and lightsabers. They put it at dinosaurs. Don't show that, all right? You want to write that shit down? Go ahead. No.
I look, okay.
Actual ending.
All the stuff on here, the stuff that would like I'm trying to find the good lists here. Okay.
Adam.
Relic hunters, I get where they're going with that. Okay, sure. Chaos agents, yes, sure, okay. Splinter groups, which is like simple, which is basically just another way of saying chaos agents sometimes. Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
because
Adam.
there has to be, because this is the height of the Republic where there's no real Sith threat, so there has to be a threat for the good guys and the bad, there has to be a conflict. So you have to have something. But dinosaurs with an exclamation point?
Can you ride them?
Are these dinosaurs diverse and have gone to university? And do they have feelings? And are the dinosaurs relatable characters
Ask me.
With humor?
Ask me if I'm buying a comic book or novel of the High Republic. No. It's a rhetorical question.
Look,
the answer's
there
no.
There is some great existing extended universe stuff already out there, and I promise you the odds of any of this being as good or better than any of the stuff that's already existing is almost zero. It's almost zero.
I actually just can't, bro. It's, every piece of news I hear about fucking Star Wars is just, it kills it even more for me. Stop the madness. Stop announcing this stuff. It's literally killing me softly. Let me know when the Obi-Wan series is happening.
Let me know when Kathleen Kennedy's no longer there.
She's going to be gone within a year, bro.
I hope so.
Bob Iger is like stepping down.
Bob Iger is stepping down, replaced with another Bob.
Yeah. And I think this new Bob's going to come in.
Yeah.
He's going to go, hey.
One can only hope.
Get the fuck out.
One can only... Jeff, where's the diversity? We're replacing one Bob with another Bob.
No. You know what? I want to see Kathleen Kennedy replaced with a Bob.
I want to see Kathleen Kennedy replaced with a dinosaur.
I want a generic white male sitting at the fucking head of Star Wars. I actually don't want Kathleen Kennedy there anymore. I'll say it. I'm tired of the female shit coming in, forcing female shit for the sake of it. I'm tired of it. Bring me George Lucas's ass back. Give me the old white male that gives me Star Wars. I don't give a fuck. Or bring in someone black. Bring me a black female. I don't give a shit. Remove Kathleen Kennedy. I'm tired of it. I don't want marry Sue Ray anymore for the sake of having her there. I don't care. I'll say it. I'll speak it loud and I'll speak it proud. Give me another white Bob to run shit. Just get me away from wherever the hell we're at. I don't care. I want it gone. I can't have agenda-driven females ruining my fucking favorite shit. I can't have it. And there's nothing to do with female. There's plenty of great female directors out there.
There's a difference between having an agenda and forcing it in and being blatantly obvious, and then just being somebody who's really good at your job that is also female.
I can't.
Where nobody has to talk about it.
And you know what? I don't give a fuck. Somebody wants to call me chauvinistic for saying it.
Go for it.
Suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm all for female leadership, bro. But what I can't have is female leadership throwing their fucking agenda down my throat. Nobody wants it, bro. Nobody.
No.
Nobody. Literally, nobody wants it.
Well,
Some
crazy people that do that. I mean, Jeff, there are people that like Captain Marvel,
bro. Kathleen's got to. She got to go. She got to go, bro. Someone needs to take a lightsaber and fucking Kylo Ren her ass out of Disney. She is an extremely competent person, and she's
not for Star Wars.
Just not for Star Wars. She is a brilliant mind at what she does.
She's so brilliant and so competent, Jeff, that she managed to do the impossible. She managed to ruin Star Wars.
Straight up, bro.
That's how competent she is.
Because
you couldn't bumble your way through that. You would have to make a conscious effort to be able to dismantle Star Wars.
And it's objective. I'm not even saying this from a subjective point of view.
It is.
It's quite literally fact.
Yes, it's factual.
When you're losing directors left and right and writers and fucking actors,
they go on to win their fucking
dude,
awards.
And everybody fucking hates it behind the scenes, bro. You got your actors after their shit is done.
When Mark fucking Hamill is shitting on you publicly,
it's over, bro.
There's no more conversation to be fucking had, whether you like the movies or not.
And listen,
it's bad.
I wouldn't even bring up the fucking female narrative, but it's so in your face and so blatantly fucking forced down, and it's being done in a universe where we already love it. And listen, we love strong
female characters. Princess Leia was the strongest character in the first fucking movies.
Straight up. Straight up.
But we forgot about that, so we had to force something else.
We needed another Disney princess. We needed little Ray. We needed another.
Little Ray.
I'm over it, bro. I'm over it. And I'm going to be honest with you. If another female, which I guarantee...
It will not be.
It will not.
It will not be.
I guarantee you will not be a woman.
I'd be shocked.
But you know what? If it was, I'm still probably going to be salty until that female director proves that she's not like Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Because I'll straight up say the same thing. Oh my God. What the fuck? Until she comes out and blows my mind, I go, hey, thank you. Thank you. You made all good. You made everything good. Thank you. I'm all for a bad Star Wars movie, dude, but I'm not down for a bad fucking socialistic agenda-driven bad film.
Yeah.
I'm down for just a bad film. Don't deliver me some bad fucking don't do that to me. So, straight up, I'll take Dinosaurs over Agenda any day of the week.
You know, that's actually kind of true. Remember the fucking casino segment that everyone loves to talk about?
Yes.
Okay, and they took like an entire half hour of that movie just to release some space horses.
Yes.
But then they left and they didn't bother to try and free the actual children.
Yes. Horses though.
The horses though. That
and
is
all
an integral,
and all the rich people in the casino, and then the fucking
they're all
poor
arms dealers. But we released the horses.
It's so fucking bad, bro. It's just anyway, because we could rant about it till the cows come home. New Bob, fire her.
Yes,
Plez.
Don't replace her with anyone. Just fire her.
And the worst part about
just let Star Wars organically do whatever the fuck it wants with no head. Just cut the chicken's head off,
Dude.
and let the body run around.
Dude.
Because I bet you that ad hoc fucking random running around will be better than whatever the fuck Kathleen Kennedy.
Fire her and bring in Kevin Feige for the love of Christ.
Yes.
Do that, and I'm going to get excited again. Don't do that.
Bring in
and
a
I'm just
Kevin
gonna-
Feige impersonator.
Give me anybody. Anybody but Kathleen Kennedy, even a female. But please, don't do that again.
God, no.
In fact, I'm just going to say it. Don't give me a female. I'm just going to say it.
Just so you can sleep at night
Just
for
so
a
I
while.
can sleep at night until a movie comes out. Because you know the world will fucking explode again. Because there's got to be some good graces.
Yeah.
It's just bad. It's just bad. It's bad, bro. Anyway, that's all I got.
That's all I got for movies and TV.
All right.
I don't think I've watched anything else really.
Apparently, The Invisible...
Did you see Sonic at all?
No,
yet?
I didn't see it. I
Okay.
I
was
haven't
gonna
had
say
time
so
to do
busy.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a movie out called, I think, Invisible Man or Invisible something.
Okay.
It's a horror movie. Apparently, it's amazing.
Great.
And really scary.
Replace Kathleen Kennedy with the Invisible Man.
There you go.
Mr. Black, what time is it?
It is 7 o'clock, 10 after 7.
It's not actually what I meant, but thank you for that.
It's time for tech support.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, patreon.com/lagtv. If you want to help us continue to be able to shit on Kathleen Kennedy on a weekly basis, head on over. Give us $1. Give us $5. Give us all of your money. Actually, don't do that. Don't do that. $10 or more a month. Every week, post up a comment or post up a post. It's called Tech Support. You get to ask questions. We give you answers. It's that simple.
Mm.
First up, Mark Furry asks, what's the state of content creation monetization? We already just talked about it earlier, actually. The answer is
It's not good.
not advertising.
It's not
It's
good.
direct sponsorship,
That's where all the money's
and
at.
it is crowdfunding stuff like Patreon that you guys have a hand in. Full stop. If you like your content creators, if it look at it this way, again, it never will happen. But if everyone who watched this on a weekly basis gave $1 a month and did that, and let's say they had 5 people that they spend their time consuming their things, instead of giving like 1 5 and then everyone else nothing else, if everyone was just giving $1, then there would be no problems. But like everything else in life, 20% of the people carry the bottom 80.
Yeah.
In everything, whether that's the top 20% do all the work in a company, the bottom 80 just watch porn and jerk off in the office. The 20% of the people carry the most for tips, subscriptions, all that stuff. That's just how fucking
It's life.
this is how it works.
It's life.
But if everyone was just giving $1 to their content creators on Patreon or whatever else, then
Or everybody was sharing so that I could get more money from sponsors because
then
numbers are bigger.
That's
Could they do that too?
then that's it. That's the way to do it. That's the way to keep content creation alive and not just rely on whales all the time, because then the content creation eventually evaporates. Let's see.
And that person who brought in the questions already supporting. So
That's
thank
right.
you, sir.
Thank you,
Hey.
Mark Furry.
Oh, Mark Free.
Yeah, not our editor, Mark. He's doing his own work for us.
That's right.
Bud Me Boy asks, no matter what, you'll get paid a shitload of money for it. Is there a series you wish you could bring back, or a series that you want to make? Been watching since When Cheese Fails. Novor says, love y'all. Hey, thank you, Bud Me Boy. I don't know if he means like just in the world of general media or like on
Us?
YouTube, like us. I'll give you an answer for both. In a perfect world, if we could both afford to sit down and just play retro video games once in a while and just
Yes.
meme it up and have a good time, or
Yes.
play co-op games,
Yes.
I would love to fucking do that.
Yes.
The fact of the matter is we can't, because we'd both lose more money than we would make if we did that.
Yeah.
And that's just not a thing that is worth doing right now.
Yeah.
But if we got paid more to do it,
Hell yeah.
or just paid to do it,
I would have
do
a
that.
better time doing that than what I normally do.
yes. It's just that one makes more money than the other, and money is a relatively important part
It's
of
the
your
same
life.
it's the same thing where it's like, hey, say for example, Joe works at the grocery store and he bags groceries
Yes.
and he makes a respectable wage.
Yes.
He pays his bills. But then when he goes home,
Mm-hmm.
he loves to I don't know. Maybe he goes and plays baseball at night.
Yep.
3 nights a week.
Yep.
And he has a fucking blast of a time.
Beer league baseball.
Beer league baseball.
Mm.
Well, he would sure love to be able to do that and get paid instead of going over to wherever, to his
And
day
bagging
job,
groceries.
bagging groceries. But unfortunately, he can't commit all that time
Yeah.
to doing something because, well, he needs to go and work somewhere else to make more money. That's
right.
pretty much,
That's right.
although it's a little different because we probably would get paid to some degree, but it would be so, the spread would be so different that you'd have
There's
a
a
hard
reason-
time driving to my house going,
Yes.
fuck. It'd be more of like, hey, I'm just going to go hang out with Jeff.
Yes. That would
It'd be
what
like
it
a
would turn
bro
into.
date
Yes.
with a possibility of upside.
Problem is neither of us have any time.
Bro, I got a 1-year-old upstairs.
Yes.
You got a woman.
Yeah.
You got business to run.
Yeah.
I got business to run.
Yeah.
And I see your ass every Thursday.
That's
Sometimes I see you twice a week.
That's right.
I see you enough. If I want to see you more, I better get paid to do
Exactly. It's just that simple. If it was a series outside of us, if I go back in time and bring a show back,
it. Bro, I'm
and keep
bringing
it going-
back Epic Mealtime.
Oh,
That's
wow,
the series
that's
I'm bringing
that's
back.
a YouTube series too.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I'm keeping it YouTube.
Shit. Fuck. I want more giant bomb endurance runs
There you go.
because the Persona 4 endurance run and the Deadly Premonition endurance runs, comedy gold.
I want bacon strips and bacon strips and bacon strips.
Right. Sow spouse.
Dude, there was something about those like quick 10-minute consumable videos of
I mean, they're
just
still
ridiculous.
technically doing that stuff.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just
It's
don't.
just not like always the same format. It's not quite the same. And it lost its luster, right? That was
Yeah.
one of those things where you knew it had a time on it,
Dude, that shit was
but they fucking
was gold.
Harvey did a proper job at milking that for all it's fucking worth. So, good job, Harvey. And he didn't die of a heart attack. So,
Also good. Good
also
job.
impressive, honestly. Seth says, "Oh yeah, no, this is not wrong. This is wrong, Doc. Before we say that, though, I just want to say that Dr. Disrespect is making everyone else look bad.
Yeah, it's all that. He's got the
I'm just gonna
Undertaker
say
thing
that.
going on.
He's got an Undertaker thing going on.
He's got everything going
and he's
on.
got the Rock Cat fucking sponsorship.
Yeah.
The production quality, everything.
He's just crushing
He's
everything.
on another fucking level.
Yeah, he's
Everyone-
just-
People, I saw Twitch retweet the Undertaker thing, and people were just like poo-pooing it, like, "Oh, who asked for this?" Like, shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
Bro, this guy's
dude's got
killing it, bro.
the goddamn one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, cutting promos for him on his channel, and you're gonna sit there and whine about it like it's something that you don't want to see or you don't think it's all that cool. Go fuck yourself. You're a loser. Go do something with your life.
Straight up. I
Straight
actually
up.
couldn't say it any better than that. You're a fucking loser.
Are you really complaining about the fact that somebody on Twitch who puts on a fucking persona daily better than anyone else on the platform goes out and manages to pull down the WWE, and not just the WWE like a jobber, but fucking the Undertaker
Yeah.
to do this shit?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, unrelated, but because he mentions Doc Brown here. Doc came to mind. Seth says, Doc Brown appears in his DeLorean, and he says you have a chance to go back in time and relive one of the two following events. It's an upgraded DeLorean, so you won't have prior knowledge to having experienced the event before. First time having sex or first time eating a creamsicle.
Creamsicle.
Creamsicle every time.
Yeah.
Creamsicle definitely a better experience than first time sex.
First time I had sex,
It was an awkward situation. It always is.
where was I? I had sex in a tent in my
Yeah.
backyard
Yep. That happened.
in the woods.
Yep.
That's how I lost my Wait, is that how I lost my virginity? One sec.
No, your first time you were super nervous. You had to go
Oh
give
my
yourself
God,
the
that's
pep-
right.
Fucking pep talk and shit.
That's right.
I almost said her name, and then I was
yeah.
like, wait, shouldn't do that. But you had to do the pep talk.
Never mind. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
No, the 10 thing, that happened with your
my
ex.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Her virginity was lost.
I got you. Yeah. Wrong virginity.
Wrong virginity. Dude, it's so long. Bro, I'm 33. I lost my virginity when I was 15.
It's been a hot
That's
minute. Jeff.
18 years ago.
It's been a hot minute.
Holy
But you know
fuck.
what would have come in handy if you had a creamsicle before, and then you could have taped your dick to the stick.
Boom. Because I couldn't get it up. I got it up, but I lost it. And it wasn't even a full up.
It's tough,
It was
man.
a half.
It's performance anxiety is real. Especially when it's your first time, performance anxiety gets real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's two levels of performance anxiety. There's the first time you ever have sex.
Yeah.
And then there's basically the first time you have sex with a new woman every time. There's always the hint of, are we going to be compatible, and
Yeah.
am I going to be able, is this going to be a day where I last like fucking 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Or am I going to be a fucking
That
like
is so true.
an absolute god?
Because it was seriously like that for me with almost every person that I had been with. It's a mental game. And there was one person in particular where it was just like, it was really good. And I remember at the end of it, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That I actually said it to her. I was like, wow.
wow.
Because normally it's not that good. Like usually my first time with a new woman, it's
'Cause
like
you're figuring everything
it's
out.
it's passable.
Yeah.
But it's like something that I need to like have sex again first
You
thing in the
don't know
morning
what
to like
she
make
likes.
up for it.
Yeah, like you don't know what
Yeah.
she likes. She doesn't know what you like. So
Yeah.
you're kind of just going to like default stuff, and then the second time,
Yeah.
you've kind of got a little bit of a feeling.
I'm telling you, by the second time,
Yeah.
I'm
You're
like
in it.
I'm game.
You're in it, yeah.
Because it was like the weight is lifted off my shoulders. Funny enough, I feel like today, if I was a single man and knowing what I know now, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like now, I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna fuck this shit. I'm there. I wouldn't even second like that's just something you do when you're younger. When I was younger,
I would say that, but I'd probably, when the time came,
Yeah.
I'd probably still there'd be a little voice in the back of my head that would go,
yeah, my confidence now, like it is. I think it's a little bit of like I'm so confident now, but then it's also my fucksometer is like 0.
So low.
Because if it was bad, it'd be like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't give a fuck. But when I was younger, you question everything. Like it's a fuck. At least
true.
for me.
Yeah, oh, you do.
I
Well,
mean,
you
I don't
do.
know about
But
anybody
like I
else,
said,
but
it's like that. You know,
yeah.
first time, it's you get performance anxiety, and then because you just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's mostly because it's not necessarily just because you don't know if you're going to perform well. It's you never know what the person is into.
Yeah.
Until you're in the fucking
You're in the,
moment.
You're in it to
And
win it.
you're flying blind mostly.
Hell yeah.
But creamsicle all day.
Creamsicle all day.
Creamsicle
Because the
all
first time is never great.
Yeah.
It's never great.
Yeah. But first time creamsicle, great.
Every time. Every time. Dude, I wonder how many people are out there that
Ordering
actually
creamsicle.
had an amazing first time sex.
I'm sure it
But
has
no,
happened.
no, but I'm
but
talking
not many.
No, but okay. But I'm talking like maybe when you're like 15, 16, 17, 18, whenever you lose your
Yeah.
virginity,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Or maybe mid-20s. Who
Yeah.
knows? Whenever you lose your virginity,
Yeah.
some people like it's like holy shit it happened. That's great. But then as they become more sexually active, they realize that the first time was actually
so good.
not a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like I wonder, like, say someone loses their virginity, and then 5 years later, right? You ask yourself, was that actually good?
I'm going to say it this way, and this is going to sound cheesy, but I think the difference between the first time you have sex with somebody, whether it's your first time period or your first time with a new person, the difference between it being a look back and go, well, that was kind of rough, and oh, that was pretty good, was were you fucking for the sake of fucking, or were you fucking because you were in a relationship and actually like gave a shit
Yeah.
at the time? And it might have been a bit rough, but the fact that you actually cared about the person you're fucking at the time makes up for the fact that it wasn't so good. But if you're just fucking because you got home from the club
Yeah.
and you're just on
You
a
want to
tip,
get a nut? Yeah.
then you're going to look back and go,
Eh.
that was maybe not so hot, you know?
I get it.
And on top of that, I didn't give a fuck about I was just out for a nut.
I'm just getting it. I'm getting
And
it in.
technically the nut happened, it just was uncomfortable.
Well,
It
for
was
me, the nut didn't happen.
yeah, it's true.
That's
No,
the problem.
Yeah.
Is they didn't actually nut.
You ever blue balls before?
Once.
Same here, one
And
time.
it actually happened with my wife. We were in Dominican, and I was hammered, and we
the
were
old whiskey dick.
fucking for a while.
Yeah.
But I couldn't come.
Yeah. Just numb.
And it got to the point where it was like she was done.
Yeah.
I just it's the point where you just give up, right? Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And then was like a few hours later, it like passed out for the afternoon, getting ready to go out for dinner that night. And it was the first time ever, dude, where I legitimately like was in serious agony.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I was like nervous, like I think I might actually have to go to the local
You
like
go to a
doctor
hospital or
here
something, yeah.
on the resort because this is not this
It's bad.
Yeah, and it only lasted like maybe 20 minutes. It wasn't a
Yeah.
very long thing, but it was
That 20
fucking
minutes drags for
dude,
a while.
it was fucking intense, bro. And it was the only time I've actually truly had blue balls where I was
Yeah.
like
Dude, it
painful.
fucking.
Yeah.
Now,
Not
you got
good.
some black ass balls. I got white as snow down there. Okay, so You can physically see when shit ain't right. And it happened to me once, similar situation. I wasn't like hammered, but the alcohol was in. And I was also like not in 100% mood for sex in the first place.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where it was just like,
Hey,
all
you're
right,
serving your partner.
you're just doing it. Right?
They want some.
Similar situation, kept going and going and going, which is great up front because you're like, wow, like, let's
smashing.
fucking go. You're giving yourself self-high fives in your head. You're like, I'm smashing right now. And then after a while, you're like, all right, it's actually just starting to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you just can't finish.
You're trying to concentrate.
Yeah, you're like thinking
You're
really
thinking
hard.
of things. You're like, fuck. Come on now. You're like, you're trying different positions.
You try and like speed up for a while. You're trying to like speed up for a while.
You know what? I think that's the spot. No,
you get tired.
No, that's not it. No. Oh shit, she moved.
Yep.
That's it. Now I gotta
Game
start
over.
over again. I ain't starting over again for the 10th time.
No.
I'm not starting over. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired.
It's fucking bad, bro.
I'm tired. It's numb, and I know you're hurting right now.
Yeah, after a while, and it gets uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just salty.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Very much it.
Kimmits asks one thing you refuse to share. Well, it's a kind of redundant question, isn't it?
I can't
Because I
share it with you. 'Cause I
it.
refuse to share it.
Let's see. Super Kami Guru asks, you've been granted the chance to co-host a game show of your choice. Which game show would you choose to host and why? They can be... Bro, there's only one game show. It's The Price is fucking right
all day.
And any other answer is wrong.
That's true, dude.
It's fucking wrong.
Dude, I Price is Right it every time.
You're just, any other answer is wrong. Even if you've never seen The Price is Right, if you give another answer, you're wrong.
Yeah.
The answer is you want to host The Price is Right.
It's just fun.
That's it. Okay. Varesia asks, last week we learned that Adam is a 7-day-old loaf of Wonder Bread. What food, drink, or item is Jeff?
Say that one more time.
Last week we learned that Adam is a 7-day-old loaf of Wonder Bread. What food, drink, or item is Jeff?
I am a Rockstar energy drink. That's quite literally what I am.
Okay.
I'm a Rockstar energy drink.
Okay.
You know, I'm
Specifically Rockstar. Not
I mean,
NOS.
no, it's Rockstar.
Not 5 Hour
you know,
Energy.
It's Rockstar because you know what? I don't live the Rockstar life, but it's a can. It's a can there that when you drink it, it gets you through the day, wires you a little bit, puts a little pep in your step.
You know what Rockstar energy drinks taste like to me?
What?
If you were to take Flintstones vitamins and grind them up and mix them with water and add carbon to it, that's pretty much what Rockstar energy drink tastes like.
Blue burners are good, man. Blue burners are good. But I'm going with a Rockstar energy drink. That's what I am.
There you go. Aaron Carter. Sorry to hear that you're going crazy, bro. It's tough out there, I know. Would you consider adding another segment to your podcast beyond video games, movies, /TV, tech support, and tech support? It may help you reach a wider audience and therefore more patrons. Exactly. Or etc. If so, what segment have you considered or would you consider? Sports, breaking news, politics. So here's the problem with that is that podcasts tend to be super niche for a reason. People want to hear about a very specific topic for that podcast, and that's the show.
Yeah.
They want to hear really hyper-specific stuff.
Yep.
It's very uncommon for a really generalist podcast to exist and do really well. Not even Joe Rogan is particularly generalist. He's an interview. It's an interview podcast.
But it's still focused for that specific podcast,
it is
right?
focused for that.
You know.
So for us, could we do sports and talk UFC because Jeff is super into UFC? We could.
Yeah.
Would it grow our audience? Maybe. But the problem we have right now, for example, is we are now
3 hours.
2 hours and 38 minutes into this podcast.
Yeah.
And so if we added another segment, we would either run too long or we'd have to cut out stuff from before. And I'm already being picky-choosy with the news that we get a lot of the times just based on the length of the podcast.
Plus, not only that, like, what would have to happen is there would have to be 2 different podcasts. We'd have to crank one that would be like an hour and a half long, and then end that version, and then do another like side A, side B, and then the B side would be hyper specific to a new genre,
like a totally different thing.
You know, whether it's sports, whether it's real estate, whether it's politics, whether it's pop culture, whatever, it would have to be very hyper specific, because what happens is, and we already kind of fall into this bit of a weird trope, is where like, yeah, we have gaming news where there's some people that only want to listen to gaming news. They don't care about the movie talk.
Yeah.
And then we got people that like don't care about the movie talk but only want to hear our point of view for gaming. And we also got people that only really like the technical support spot where it's just us shooting shit and answering questions.
Yeah.
So you already
They're
have
all just loosely tied together enough that it makes sense.
We
Yeah.
started getting anything crazier than that. And not only that, if we were to get into something else, it would have to be something that Adam and I are both passionate about, that we could really sit down and debate. Because even in podcasts like this, where Adam is going on about specs and PCs and things like that, yeah, I can relate to it, but he is really passionate about those things.
Yeah.
He really enjoys that type of stuff. For me, I get it, but then there's a point of me that kind of my brain shuts off a little bit, and I let Adam do what Adam does, because there are people out there that enjoy that type of stuff,
Which is
where
why
he can
limit that
exactly
severely.
Because Adam's the type of dude that can spend 3 hours researching that stuff and loves the shit, and there's people that watch it that love that stuff. But for me to get me engaged in it and being able to be on Adam's level and really debate or talk about something in detail, we have to try and find a happy medium.
Exactly.
And that's why he knows a lot more about the gaming stuff. I'm more in tune with movies. He watches enough movies. In fact, he's watched more movies now that we've done sort of that thing, so that he can legitimately
talk about stuff.
Yeah. Because before, you'll notice, it was me talking about a lot of what's going on. It's like, hey, Adam's the master of ceremonies for the first half, and then I was basically the master of ceremonies for the second half, because I knew I was the guy that was leading the charge. So in order to do something else that was really hyper specific, we would both have to be like into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it would have to be that way.
Yeah,
and if it presents itself and we both think it's a good idea, it would happen, but it would be split off into a second.
We couldn't add
it into
another thing. Yeah.
Aaron is also asking, can you make merch available to non-patrons or even patrons who haven't committed to $100, for example? Could you just have the general merch store? No, because we could do t-shirts. I could set up like a Redbubble or something like that. We wouldn't make any money off of it, but and I want to do that in the future, because I redid the Lag TV logo and the Techno Alpha logo. We could do t-shirts. T-shirts are easy. Mm-hmm. And even on Redbubble, we could it can be posters and stuff like that. But the reason why we don't have like the stuff that we have that we ship out is because that stuff's like bespoke, specific.
Yeah.
That you can't just have somebody else do and then ship.
Yeah.
And we don't have the time to be constantly shipping that stuff out.
Yeah.
So, and it's too expensive.
Well, think about it. Think about this. If you wanted all the pins and stickers and posters and stuff, if for example a poster, signed poster or whatever, would be like $15, and then we got to ship it out, and that's like $25 for the whole ordeal. Or if you wanted pins, there'd be a price tag on it. If you really want that stuff, become a Patreon, and you're almost spending the same amount. When you really, you might have to, you'd be getting everything. Maybe you just want just the pin or just the shirt or whatever. But when you really think about it from what you're paying and then you get it shipped and everything else, you're like supporting the podcast, but you're just getting the merch.
You might spend
an extra like
30%. If the pins, the poster, the stickers, and you were to buy those things separately at the $100, the reason why we have it at $100 is because we have to pay for the shipping, and so because it's not being done by a big company somewhere.
Yeah, we're just doing it.
We're just paying for it, and shipping out of Canada is crazy. Like we memed about that before, but it's like literally shipping within Canada.
Yeah,
I'm spending like to some places like $30 to ship a fucking.
And that's
tube.
why we don't like, hey, if it's $100, it's not like, hey, you need to give us $100 to get the stuff.
No,
it's accumulative.
Yeah.
So like if you've been a supporter at $10 for 10 months. You're automatically just locked in. We're just going to send you the stuff, right?
You send us
or $5 for 20 months. You're automatically going to be locked in, and you're going to get it regardless, right?
It's really about scale. The community's not
big enough
that we can go to a company and get pins shipped out for by them and not us. Yeah. We have to play the game that way. But T-shirts and posters and stuff,
you can do those.
I do want to eventually get into that.
Yeah.
Have a store set up. I would have to research to see what store would be the best case for Lag TV stuff and Technical Alpha stuff. But it would be nice because I know there are more people that would like Technical Alpha logo T-shirt, Technical Alpha or Lag TV logo T-shirt because I think
Or a sweater or whatever.
dope or sweater or whatever. Yeah. So yes, the answer is yes to a degree, and we'll have that eventually. But it's going to take some time to sort that out because as far as like volume goes, we just don't have the volume. Hey Jeff, 8910 asks, what's the best sandwich? That's tough because I was talking to him about this the other day. The sandwich is a perfect food.
Bro,
It's a perfect fucking food.
the best sandwich is just a burger.
It's truth.
Straight up.
That's truth. Any kind. Chicken burger, regular burger,
Burger.
turkey burger,
Burger.
burger.
Preferably beef,
Yeah.
but hey, I like me a chicken burger.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Anything in a sandwich is better
Yes.
in a sandwich
That's
form.
why I keep saying.
Egg McMuffins.
You do cream barbecue where you're just folding shit up into lettuce and it's technically I
It's
can
a
still
sandwich.
it makes everything better.
Yes.
I don't want a fork
Nope.
or a knife.
No, I want to pick
Put
it up with my
everything
hands.
that I can just hold and eat.
There's something primal about that.
It's true.
I don't need utensils.
Dude, the Philippines knows what's up. I'm kind of excited for this. We did one for M's best friend's birthday here recently. I can't remember the name of it now off the top of my head, but they literally put banana leaves out on this massive table to cover the table. And then they just put a fucking bed of rice on the table. And then they arrange like all these various like barbecued porks and vegetables and all this shit, fruits and everything, and arrange it all on this table in it. And then you just go in, you're just eating with your fucking hands.
Oh.
Like you sit down and you have your own
like a
little
little
fucking
section.
zone and you just fucking go to town.
Yes.
It's fire.
Yes.
It's fire.
Yes. I want that in my life.
And so like that concept with a sandwich where you just put everything into a fucking sandwich is a win.
Yep.
Sandwiches are fire.
Yes.
Burgers especially, my favorite food in the fucking world. Fire.
It's a simple food. It's a comfort food.
Yeah.
It's great. Burger.
Burger all day. And we talked about our favorite burgers in the past too, as well. Volcus, Doom Eternal or Animal Crossing, and he's got a little emoji there, a little tongue emoji there. That's because, I mean, we didn't talk about this, but for whatever reason, and I don't know why, but the Doom Eternal community and the Animal Crossing community on social media are like
They fighting?
cheering. No, they're like cheering each other on.
Really?
And I think it's the meme is that you couldn't possibly get two more separate fucking video games if you tried.
yeah.
Right? You got like the Hellfire, Brimstone, killing people, ripping their head off, Doom, and then you got Animal Crossing. Right?
Hey.
For me, neither.
I'm neither either.
Yeah. Here's a good one. And with a topical name. Man, I'm Hungry asks, it's a crazy movie mashup time. What's a combination of movies or movie universes that you'd like to see? I want to see Bill Murray pop up in the middle of the coming Ghostbusters and be so overwhelmed that he calls his buddy John Wick. I want to see both of them go full John Wick on the ghosts. I just want to see Bill Murray pop up randomly, not even have a spoken line. I just want to see Bill Murray as an extra walking around in the background of various movies.
Man, I don't
That's
even.
not my answer to this question. I'm just saying that in general because you mentioned Bill Murray.
Man, what kind of mashup, mix up would I want that makes sense?
It doesn't even have to make sense.
Oh,
It could be
okay.
just stupid.
I'll
just be stupid.
I'll take John Wick. Throw John Wick.
John Wick's a good one to mash up with shit.
Yeah, because he's just fun and it's brutal. Put John Wick in with James Bond as the villain. Make John Wick the villain
There you go.
against Bond. The Daniel Craig Bond. I want to see what happens.
Give me a new Battle Royale movie. The original Battle Royale
Ooh, I see where you're going.
with John Wick, James Bond, Jason Bourne,
Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Put all those motherfuckers in.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Throw him in there.
Throw them in
See
there.
how see what
Battle
happens.
Royale.
See what happens.
Thunderdome.
There you
go. Shady, some of your questions are just fucking weird. I'm not even gonna ask them. I'm not even gonna ask that one. Mr. Stars says, I hate to make you guys sound like a broken record, but what do I do to get the Like TV merch again? Okay, so once you've hit $100 accumulative, whether you've done $100 outright for 1 month or you've built up to $100, and Patreon will tell you when you've hit that amount, is you send us a message on Patreon with your name, your full address,
phone number,
and a telephone number is super important, especially if
it's going
international.
across
I have
the
to have a
border.
number.
Yeah.
But give us that information in that and request that you would like to have the stuff because not everybody wants or cares about it. Once you do that, what happens is I wait for enough to build up that it makes sense to ship them in bulk. So you don't get it like right away. It's not like you put that in, I go to the post office, I ship you a tube of whatever. We wait until a bunch of orders pile up. We put them all into the tubes and whatnot, ship them in bulk in a section. I will let you know once I have your information. I tend to reply to the message on Patreon and say thanks for your info, and then we will say on the podcast when we ship it out, and then you'll be able to expect it within
2 weeks usually.
2-3 weeks, depending on where you are.
If you're
in
in
the
North
world.
America, within a week. Yeah.
And that's how it works. That's how it goes. We're almost to the end of her.
I'm getting hungry.
I know, that's why I said that guy, man, I'm hungry. That's a great name. Chico asks, what's a stereotype that you think is not really that bad? If I'm going to be honest, almost every stereotype is
That's
really
true.
not that bad.
That's true.
Stereotypes are rooted not all of them,
From
but
truth,
the majority
there's
of them.
there's some.
It's
an
more than a
over-exaggeration.
grain.
Yeah.
It's just perhaps a bit exaggerated sometimes, but the reality is they're stereotypes for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, there's not a lot of them that I can think off the top of my head anyway that are like, people really, like, at some point, I don't know when, but people took stereotypes and like and took it as like a negative thing. It's like it's like, for
Well, that's
example,
because you put people in a box, right? Or you like it's like you paint them with a brush.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all BMW drivers are assholes.
Yes, exactly.
And then the BMW driver that's not
I'm
an
not an
asshole is like,
asshole.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm not an asshole.
But as a BMW driver, you sit there and you go, okay, well.
Well,
you kind of, you know.
I guess I am parking in a handicap spot, and I didn't use my blinker on the way in. Yeah. Am I though?
I mean, but I mean, it's not even that. It's like I might not be, but I know there's a lot of asshole BMW drivers. You know, it's like we talked about this before. It's you don't see a bunch of, even though there's like way more people driving, let's say a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
There's for whatever.
Way more assholes, but because there's so many more of them.
But somehow there are more assholes that drive BMWs than there are Toyota Corollas. There is something about the type of person that buys that car, and that's why it's a stereotype, right?
Yeah.
And you just have to recognize. It doesn't mean that all of them are.
Hey, I like chicken.
Fried chicken?
I do like fried chicken.
You like watermelon?
I'm not huge on watermelon. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite.
Grape drink?
I do like grape drink. I do.
You can have some fried chicken and grape drink?
Actually, every time I go to Mary Brown's, I actually get grape drink. So, you know what? Fuck it.
I love that Mary Brown's, which is a fried chicken joint, has the wherewithal to have grape drink.
Well, if you don't, you're doing it wrong. And you need to fire that Kathleen Kennedy cocksucker, and you need to get someone black in there and know your market.
Yes.
Put grape drink in there.
Yes.
Because us black folk are going there to get fried chicken, and
Somebody's
we want
gonna
our grape
mention it,
drink.
like, I see what you're doing in here with this grape drink.
Yeah.
And I'm going to order it.
Yes. Holy shit, it's grape drink. I will take that. Listen, you go to Subway, there's no grape drink.
No.
You go to a fried chicken joint, and there's grape drink there.
Yes.
And if there isn't, you're doing it wrong.
That's right.
You need black in there. You need somebody that knows the product.
That's just it.
At the clientele.
Jeff, white people can't dance.
No.
And I don't think it, and you know what? I don't think it has so much to do with not being able to dance, but there's a complete lack of confidence that black people have when they dance. Even if they dance poorly, it still looks cool.
Yeah, swag.
But when swag. White people don't have, there's about 3 white people on earth that have swag. That's it.
That's the show.
That's
the show.
That is it.
Yeah.
You can be a really good dancer and be white and still somehow look fucking awkward, even though you're an incredible dancer. Doing the Dougie, if a white guy invented doing the Dougie, that shit doesn't blow up on fucking social media and in rap videos and shit. It'd be like, white people going like fucking
Yeah.
like this shit.
But if you're an
is that
80
the Dougie or the burn?
But if you're an 80-year-old white male and you do the Dougie, it will go viral.
because you're old,
Because you're
that
old dude doing
right.
that shit. But if you're just a regular ass Caucasian guy,
Yeah.
and you're acting black, it's not working.
This is not going to happen.
It's not working.
No
Stereotypes.
matter how hard you try.
Stereotypes.
It's not wrong, though. Go to a white wedding and see how that goes. James asks, when they are of age, what is the first game you'll have your kids play?
I don't know yet. Because I'm sure Kai will be able to like mess around with games in like a couple years. Man, it's hard to say, dude, because there probably will be games that'll be out on a phone. You know how kids are, man. They'll have a tablet and they'll be, playing around. I'd probably start off with something semi-educational because there are like educational type games that are very like it's almost like playing with a toy.
Yeah.
But there's like shapes and different
Yeah,
things that you can do on stuff. But in terms of like video game, like console wise, I'm probably gonna throw in a Super Nintendo. And man, I don't know which game I'll probably throw on Super Mario World and watch him try and platform. And it'll be a bad time for him.
Yes.
But you know what?
Yes,
He'll struggle. And
It'll
is what it
build
is.
character, Jeff.
It's either that or I'll hook him a Nintendo Wii and have him play
a
something.
Mario game from that era.
Yeah, playing something a little bit, easier. I don't know yet.
It's going to be a platformer, and it's likely going to be a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
And then when a little bit older, when they get into the problem solving, like a little bit of an older problem solving phase, I will sit their ass in front of old Miss games.
Oh boy.
And I will torture them with that.
There you
shit.
go.
I'll
Hey.
play with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because my God, my brain worked differently after Dad and I beat Myst and Rama.
Mm-hmm. You
Like,
think
I
of things differently.
Fucking
Become a problem solver.
different. I looked at shit in a wildly different way.
Yeah.
After that was all said and done. And talked about before, it was actually bad for regular games because I overthought puzzles in regular games. I always thought it was going to be more difficult, and it was like, just press
Just
this
simple.
button.
Yeah.
Just press the button.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Push the door.
You don't have to do anything crazy.
There's no key.
No. Last question, Jeff.
All right.
Will asks, have you ever modified a console, and or which one would you mod?
I've modded PlayStation 1 so it could play burnt games. I've modded a PlayStation 2 so that I could run ROMs off a memory card. I have currently a modded PS1, PS2, modded Dreamcast to play burnt games. And that's it. Those are all the ones I've modded.
The only mods that I've had, and I haven't personally done the mods, obviously, was
I did the PS1 one.
Yeah. 3D,
That was easy.
3DS capture card thing when I was streaming 3DS games. That was expensive as fuck and clunky as fuck. And then I accidentally acquired a modded Xbox. My original Xbox is modded.
That's right, yeah.
And it has a bunch. I found this out the other day. It actually has a Nintendo 64 emulator on it with a couple of N64 games, like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And it has a few Super Nintendo games on there as well. And then it also has a media player and stuff in it. Like it's
modded.
It's modded. I had no idea.
Now you know.
I had an idea when I went there. I was asking. I asked the guy at Last Game Store if he had an Xbox. He said, I do, but I can't sell it because it's modded, so I can't legally sell it. So I'll just give it to you. And I was like, okay.
Thanks.
And then I forgot about it for years in the closet, and when I brought it back out and I booted it up, I was like, oh, wait. Shit's modded.
That's where I would have walked out of the shop and accidentally dropped $20 on the floor and just kept walking.
Oops.
Oh, shit.
My bad.
Gosh.
Oh, I bad back. Can't bend over to pick that up.
I don't think people understand. Well, they do. The guys our age, all right? We're talking in their 30s, late 20s. You know what?
Oh, where are you going with this? I actually, normally I can read you. I don't know what the fuck you're about to say. What do you got?
Modded consoles.
Okay.
In 2020.
Okay.
It's not really a thing.
Okay.
Right? It's I know it exists.
Yeah.
Like you can mod, handheld games. Usually play older ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But let me tell you guys something. All right, for all you youngins out there, and some people that are our age know what the fuck is up. A modded console 18 years ago, 19, 20 years ago, was a game changer. Simply because you used to be able to do something back then that you can't do now.
That's right.
Rent games.
That's right.
You used to be able to go, and they used to get the new releases. New games come out. Blockbuster, your local video store, whatever. They used to get several copies of said game or said movie, put it up on the shelf. You'd rush out there, hoping that there'd be a copy, or you'd be calling the place, hey, when is one due? You'd be waiting literally for somebody to drop. I remember I used to sit at the store. People used to go in. You used to hear the game drop.
Drop in.
And then you go up to the counter and be
Hey,
like,
what's
is that
this
it?
game in?
Is that it? Exactly.
Yep.
Hoping for it. You used to take the game home. You used to rent it for like $5.
Yep.
Take the game home, burn it. Then now you own it. Brand new game. Now you own it. It's a game changer. You can't really do that anymore.
No.
That shit really just doesn't exist.
No.
I mean, yeah, there might be some small like mom and pop shop somewhere in the fucking middle of bumfuck nowhere where you can go rent a game and burn it and then have like a modded Xbox One or PS4s. I don't know.
Yeah.
But back in the day, man, that shit was a game changer. When you had a modded console, you had possibilities.
Yeah.
And it was like you used to be able to just go and just grab games on the cheap, and then you'd have options. It was an event, at least for me. People know what the fuck is up. Can you imagine in 2020 where new games come out, right? Your favorite games like Red Dead, GTA, fucking The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, fucking the games we looked at today, Diablo, Baldur's Gate, whatever we're talking about, where you could go down to the fucking store, grab a copy, burn it, and then play it on your console. You own it.
Yes.
It's a game changer, man. Like, that was the shit back in the day, dude. That was the shit. Now, who the fuck has modified consoles now are for people that have nostalgia, and now you don't even need really things that play hardware. It's all digital.
Yeah, you're not
you
modding
plug in a
for the
USB
sake-
stick
Yeah,
in.
you're not modding stuff to play current games.
No.
You're modding stuff to play
Old stuff.
like handheld games
That's it.
and like old consoles is what
Yeah.
you're modding it for, because you're not modding it to play a disc. You just don't do that anymore.
That
True.
was the shit back in the day, bro. Like, you were the cool kid if you had a fucking modded Xbox or a modded PS2 or PS1.
The PS1 was the real big one. Like,
Dude.
that was the big one.
I got it in the other office, and I've got a stack of burnt games.
Yeah.
And it got cooler over the years, where like it started getting fancy. You'd have a burnt disc, and then you'd be able to like print the actual
you would print the label off and then you'd like,
and then it would it would look cheesy a little bit and faded. It wouldn't look as cool. But like it was like you own the game. It was like fucking
you had,
look
like,
at
your
my
little thing.
catalog. You had that binder. You remember those binders where you slide the discs in?
Yeah.
It's fucking going through that shit. You have a little black Sharpie here, like fucking, Dino Crisis 1 and 2. You'd have it's so cool. It's like, and then there'd be games where it was like 4 discs, so you have them all stacked together. It was like,
it's probably a terrible idea.
it's a terrible idea, but I used to do that.
You do that.
Man, it's just nostalgia, man. Back in the day, I miss old gaming. Makes me sad.
That's all we got, Jeff.
Dude, that's a long fucking podcast.
3-hour podcast.
It's a long podcast. Hit the like button.
Patreon.com/LikeTV if you want to see this bad boy continue and we want to support it.
On a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
I don't think we've ever done one on a Saturday.
I don't think so. Usually if it gets delayed, it's
Like
either
Friday
an
or
entire
just
week,
a whole week.
or Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching or listening. Hit the thumbs up once again on YouTube. Give us a review on iTunes if you have a moment, or anywhere else where you might be listening to this and you have the chance to rate the podcast. We'd appreciate it a great deal. Spread the word as well if you think you know anyone that would like to listen to us. And we will see you guys next Thursday, barring the second coming of Christ. Until then.
Peace.
Peace.